Maniscalco's name. Yep. Nope. Yep.
Good.
Yep. I mean, yeah, highlights you, right?
Yeah. Oh. All right. Let's get this show on the road. What's up?
Maybe I should use this one.
No, you're fine.
Because this one, you boosted it from my whispers.
Oh, maybe then. Maybe you're right.
Nikki.
Just swap
Nikki
it.
whispers.
Oh
boy. Oh, last week too, I heard I was watching the recorded YouTube, and it was a little crackly. It got a little crackly.
And I redid all the cables last week. I took them all out and cleaned them. So
messed it up.
No, you're fine.
We'll find out.
3, 2, 1. GoNintendo Podcast, episode 929, the Dolliv Podcast. You know, it might be related to the fan. That's the only thing that's been introduced.
Is it crossing a line?
It's plugged.
Is the power line crossing another audio line?
If you look
if you have power crossing like an XLR line, that'll give you some hits. Audio lines they work all power.
Somebody was going to say something while I got up to do it. If you guys get ungodly hot, feel free to plug it back in. But we'll see if that makes a difference.
Some important work.
Something wrong?
No.
Mom Brain, will you tell us about Dolliv, please?
Dolliv. Okay. Dolliv shares its tasty, fresh scented oil with others. This species has coexisted with humans since times long gone.
Time immemorial.
2 feet tall. 26 pounds, male and female, and the category is Olive. Abilities include Early Bird, where the Pokemon awakens from sleep twice as fast as other Pokemon.
Give me one of those.
At the end of the Pokemon section. Yeah, I had trouble waking up this morning.
I have trouble waking up.
You know what? You guys continue to talk. I'm going to do something else.
Go. Well, there goes the show.
It's Piper's 9th birthday.
Happy birthday, Piper.
Oh, Peepa. Her got a brand new cardboard scritcher, like her favorite thing ever. She's been sitting on it. Instead of half a can of slop, she got a full can of slop and a squeezer on top.
And today,
full can of slop and it's squeezer on top.
Today I found out that it's not only is it Piper's birthday, but I also found out that Piper is Italian because she has her dinner at 2:30 in the afternoon.
True.
And then a 14-hour nap.
And as a result, two of our esteemed singers, George and Josh, would like to do a double because this past week was Michael's birthday
and
Nintendo's birthday. So George and Josh actually have a little birthday duet planned.
It's not true. Yeah, what's going on here?
George, you're singing the national anthem, it sounds like.
My limes were still there.
A big hello to my fans.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, George. Josh, how you doing, my friend? How's it going?
Any lime.
Oh, well, in a minute, George. In a minute. Josh, how you doing?
Sure, whatever.
Okay, excellent. All right, George, you had something to say?
I said you said thank you, and I said any lime.
Oh, and that's of course.
George, I saw a little key lime. Is it whipped cream in the fridge? What do you got in there?
We're not talking about it right now.
Why not? No, it's good.
Was it a special announcement?
I was using it in inappropriate ways.
Ooh, little key lime on the key lime.
I've been taking hits of that and squirting it in my mouth, George. What the hell have you been doing with that can?
Does it taste a little funky?
Oh, we're gonna have to talk after the show. Hello, William and Radical Defect and Freddie Fro and Super Sanchez and Steve Irwin and Giant Reggie and Drake and Iced and Steve Irwin and Vachi and Red Souza and Malik Halo and whoever else comes in here. I'll try to say hello. Good to see you. Mom Breen, hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Nikki Hill, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you.
Nice to have you back this week. No do this week. He is with
How are you?
he's with family, but I believe he will be back next week. So
Is he with child?
he's with brother.
Do Michaels, we speak your name.
We speak your name.
With brother and with mother. Hello, 10th Division. Good to see you. So yeah, last week was one person on the show, and now we've tripled those numbers. What do we got to talk about this week? There's stuff. There's stuff. I feel like it's so quiet without the fan now. I feel like it's extra quiet. I feel like something's wrong.
Mm. Got real warm too.
Did it really?
Mm.
Yeah?
Mm.
I could plug in the fan in the bathroom, and then it wouldn't.
Go ahead.
I think.
We'll find
knowing
out.
you guys.
Yes, stuff I want to talk about before we get into the regular news, as always. The penultimate episode of this season of Doctor Who aired. I watched that last night on my community day walk on the treadmill. Oh, I got to complain about that, by the way. But anyway, I'll get to that. Doctor Who, penultimate episode. No spoilers, but I will say that I am intrigued. I thought it was an interesting episode, an exciting episode. I am curious to see where things go. Obviously, as a new Doctor Who watcher, there were things going on that I didn't know, but I like that because then I can go look up, like, who's this? What do they mean? How are they tied to the franchise? So
Doctor Who watcher. Doctor Who
So,
watcher.
I did my research, and yes, I greatly enjoyed it, and it was a to be continued episode. So I'll be watching the season finale, the series finale, as they say in the UK, because they don't release seasons; they release series. I'll be watching that next week, and I'll say, you've heard me talk about Doctor Who all this season so far, where I said I was brand new to it, other than my parents having watched episodes when I was a kid. And I didn't like an episode. I saw another episode that I thought was one of the worst episodes of a TV show I've ever seen. And then the season started getting better. And I'd say at this point, I have a much better understanding of Doctor Who as far as what the show's vibe is and what the show cares about and doesn't care about and what the show is looking to do. And I would say I am officially on board. I will be a Doctor Who watcher going forward because I'm taking all that I've learned and taking it with me, and also approaching the show as basically an anthology series. There are threads
Why not?
that tie certain episodes together, but by and large, if you don't like one episode, maybe you'll like the episode next week because it's going to be a completely different story. So,
How often do they change out doctors?
Not often. I'm gonna guess every doctor's been somewhere in between like 4 to 7 years, maybe even longer than that. I don't know, but yes, there's even a discussion in this episode where the Doctor's companion Ruby learns that the Doctor regenerates and like has a different look to him, and they explain why that is. And Ruby was like, I don't want you to lose this face. I really like this face. And she's not saying, I find it attractive. She's just saying, I like you. And he said something along the lines of, don't worry, I'm keeping this for a long time or something like that. So I'm sure it was a little inside baseball where the actor, I don't know his name and I couldn't pronounce it if I wanted to because I'm ignorant. It's like, can you look up the guy?
Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
He
about.
goes by
Who's playing
Doctor.
Doctor Who right now.
Yeah, it's the guy from Sex Education, and I know it starts with an N, but it's adverse to English speakers like me because we're ignorant. It's like NCUTI or something.
Yeah, there he is.
Can you spell it?
NCUTI. Last name GATWA.
There you go. Won't even try to say because I'll butcher it. But yes, I believe that line was written in there because it made sense in the story, but also because this guy's planning on sticking around for a while. He's the first African American Doctor, and he's a first for the Doctor Who in a lot of ways. So it's
Is
interesting.
he American?
No, he's British.
So he's not African American.
Oh, sorry. You're right.
He's
My
black.
apologies. He's black. My apologies. Hello, Tony Delamancha. Good
I
to see
finally get it.
Chutigatwa. It's Chutigatwa,
That's what.
says Drake. Chutigatwa.
That's the
And
first
Drake
or
is saying
last
they're
name?
Scottish. So I got everything wrong. That would be their. Can you? I need to look at the name. I'm just gonna stop because I'm just getting everything
Yeah.
wrong. But
I'm also not going to go volunteer at a college or university to do the graduation name calling either, because clearly can't handle it.
well, there. I didn't get a phonetic spelling on that one. So, there's old
Aw.
smelly Maisie. Thanks, Steve
Aw,
Irwin.
Maisie, being
Beautiful.
a stinky old dog.
The way Maisie is sitting there, it looks like those are Maisie's back legs, and she's got a little T-Rex body.
Kind of does.
So yes, I'm officially in on Doctor Who. Excited to see where this series ends. My understanding is it's a shorter series than others have been, so fans are disappointed in that. It's only 8 episodes. I don't know how many the traditional ones are, but this is apparently shorter. But yeah, I'm again, now that I know how some things work and what the show cares about explaining and what the show doesn't care about explaining and what the show cares about taking seriously and what it doesn't care about taking seriously, I got the ebb and flow of the show. I can work with that stuff now. The episode I thought was bad for many other reasons.
I mean,
but
it's also a British show, right? So, like, it takes, for some people, it takes a little time to get into it. Are my levels okay?
I wasn't like I watch plenty of British shows. That's got nothing to do with it. It's just
No, but some of them, there's like a little it's an acquired thing, or it's like a little, you got to ramp up into it.
some British shows, sure. Yeah, I wouldn't say the British aspects of this have anything to do with it, but maybe I'm wrong. At least for me, I wouldn't say they do. But it's just like the workings of how the stories are told. I'd be interested for like you to watch it, Mom Brain, to see what you think, because I honestly don't know. I don't know what anybody would think here. Mom Brain is clearly very hot right now because she's looking at portable air conditioning.
No, I thought I had decided on one, and then I changed my mind.
So there's my Doctor Who. It's been a wild journey. Next week is the end of this series, and I'll be sticking with it from here on
Is
out.
next week also the end of Dark Matter?
Let's hope so. I don't know, but let's hope so. Hi, Human
Hey.
Fart. Good to see you. Look up how many episodes.
I said it, right? I said it when we first started talking about Blake Crouch and Reclusion, the other book.
How much more?
I liked.
We're at a crescendo for the story in Dark Matter. Like,
It's
how much
gotta
more
be.
are they going to drag it on?
It's got to be the end, right?
I mean, and yeah, you know the book. You tell me.
I don't remember any of this from the book.
So there you go, Doctor Who. What else we got here? Star Wars. I'm going to address.
There's 9 episodes, so
Oh,
I
so
think
we
that's
got-
it.
Yeah, are we already up to 9? I thought we were at. I thought what we just watched was 7. I'm probably wrong though. Been wrong about a lot this show. Star Wars. I'm going to address
Two
this.
more episodes. Yeah, you're right.
Oh God. I look at it as, well, that's an hour gone on the treadmill. I'm going to be there no matter what, so I'm not annoyed.
That's where I would watch my nonsense shows that like I'm kind of interested in, but like not fully invested, and like maybe not that one. Because not a lot goes on, but like, if it's got a decent amount of like activity in it, it helps pass the time.
Oh,
It's
come
like-
on. Dark Matter's got tons of activities. Cementing up the cube, breaking out of the cemented
Spoiler
cube.
alert.
I mean, who knows what that even means if you don't
Right.
watch the show. It's about cubes and cement.
Hmm.
Star Wars. Let me do this again. I'm going to address this both gingerly and not gingerly. This is not news to anyone that follows Star Wars even remotely closely. The Star Wars fandom is horrendous. There's a not insignificant amount of people who are absolutely horrible when it comes to Star Wars, as in what they do and how they react to things. The Acolyte just aired its 3rd episode. The Acolyte's been getting some guff from some people, and some of the guff is, I would say, more than deserved. And other parts of it, I'd be like, oh, this is not about Star Wars. This is about something else. But it all reached a fevered pitch this week with the most recent episode. I'm going to try not to spoil things, but Star Wars fandom, at least a portion of it, showed itself to be very ugly and ignorant and hateful, and it's so embarrassing. I cannot, like, again, Star Wars fandom has been like this for a while. Probably the last 10 years or so we've really seen it come out, but you know, there are people who are complaining about the most recent episode of The Acolyte based on things that happened story-wise, because they're like, how does this work with other characters? And this takes away from the importance of something that happened with another character. That's fine. Have that debate all you want. And don't like then go to the actors or the writers on social media and be like, you suck. I think you should die. Obviously, don't do that. But to be like, to discuss the finer points of Star Wars lore and what these things in The Acolyte mean to that, even if you hated what you saw, yeah, I'm open for that discussion. That's great. But it's the people who saw that, again, I'm trying not to spoil things, but, let's just say a witch's coven is in this, and there's some important story beats with the witch's coven that have led people to say all kinds of very ugly, nasty, hate-filled things and attack actors online and attack writers, and it's been disgusting, for lack of a better word. And I just am, I want to say I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked, because Star Wars fandom has gone here
You
before.
underestimate the power of the dark side.
It's just so disappointing to me, because there's so much in anything that people are fans of that you can discuss and debate and argue from a storyline perspective, rather than just a hateful perspective. It's so embarrassing and so disappointing and so aggravating. And I know the audience that's listening to this podcast right now is not in that camp at all. Hi, J-Bug, good to see you. I know you're not in that camp at all. I know you do not feel that way. You may watch the episode, or you may be watching The Acolyte in general, and it's not doing it for you, or you may have some particular storyline issues with what happened in the most recent episode based on Star Wars lore. Again, that's completely fine. I'm not speaking to those people. I'm talking about just how horrendous the fandom has been, and we've seen this with fandom and other things too. It seems like the more chronically online people get, the more they become, at least part of those people become horrible when they're online and do and say and act out horrendous things. So it's just so disappointing. But I was, again, it's horrible that I was shocked by the discourse that happened this week. The discourse for people and compassion and support, not storyline stuff. It's just disgusting. Hi, SD. Good to see you. Radical Defect says, this is how I feel about some video game stuff lately. People dogpiling on a certain IGN writer right now genuinely make me angry. Well, I guess I'm glad I don't know what writer you're talking about. I didn't see this. I don't follow that stuff too closely, but sorry to hear that it's happening to that writer. But yeah, it's been rough. Yes, Nicky?
I just want to say hello to Human Fart, and I think J-Bug is just joined too. Hello.
I did say hi to both of them.
Oh,
But another
sorry.
hi is always welcome.
Trying to follow the story here too. I sort of missed it.
As far as The Acolyte, the first two episodes, I was like,
Wow, I think I'm behind, because now you just said hello to SD, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just came up on my feed. I am way behind.
I guess you're behind.
And I'm on your internet. What?
The first two episodes, I was like, it's all right. I'm not hating it. I'm not loving it. It's fine. The third episode, I was like, oh, I really like this episode. The dialogue, the writing of the dialogue isn't the best, which really isn't any different for most Star Wars stuff. Like, good dialogue in Star Wars is not the norm. So when you get something like Andor, that's why it sticks out so much, because you're like, oh my God, this is really good. Star Wars, I expect the story beats and what's happening to be interesting, and I expect the dialogue to be like a very mixed bag. So the dialogue in the show isn't great, but what's being talked about is interesting to me. And in the third episode, I was like, oh, I really like this episode. And then I was like, well, I really liked it, so I bet people aren't going to like it. And I went online. I was like, oh, this is way worse.
This is just about people patting each other on the back.
I don't get the
Dude.
joke.
Accolades.
That's what it is. Yep. The acolyte.
The
Just
old
Jedi
accolades.
telling each other they're doing a great job. No, I like that the show is.
I know nothing about it.
The show is making you look at the Jedi to be like, let's really take a look at what the Jedi are doing. And is it okay? Are these guys kind of weird?
What is the plural of Jedi?
Jedi.
Jedi.
Jedis.
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 Jeddah. Data and datum. Jedum.
Jedum.
Jankum?
No.
Jazz?
Jedum. I'd say
Jizz?
Jedum.
Datum
Star
is
Wars jizz.
Data R.
I don't know why I just saw this now, but I know Clash at the Castle is going on right now. Please, no spoilers. I was smart enough to remember this time to turn off all my WWE notifications, so I shouldn't get anything spoiled. No spoilers, please. Very excited.
Are people who owned Cards Against Humanity stuff still in the process of owning that castle? Like, where is that?
Oh,
Where's
yeah.
the plate? Who's on the list?
I
How's
don't
that thing
know.
going?
Go to their website. I'm sure they got some sort of update there. Moving on. There was one day this week that was exploding
There were 7.
with news that I was like so happy to see. I wrote a list of the stuff because as the day was going on, I was like, I can't believe all this is happening.
Yeah. How was your week been?
How was your
these
week,
news
Ben?
events and all that business?
Rosemary the Farmer said something nice in the chat about me surviving the week. So thank you. And again, thank you to the staff that helped cover stuff. In particular, Nintendo Jam, Quentz, trying to think of who else was there. JM. Thank you. They took on some of that stuff and helped out a lot. And I was also there doing them. I'm not a monster. Like, I'm not going to be like, well, your shift falls during the time when there's 4 conferences, so good luck. I took on that stuff. That's not right for me to do. So like Friday, I was there all day. Saturday, Quentz did the Wholesome Games Showcase. I think he did one before that as well, but it was like a nothing. And then I was around for, I was around for 2 more that day. And then the next day I did Microsoft and Future Games Showcase. So between all of them is like 15 plus hours worth of conferences. Yacht Club just did one yesterday, but theirs was 20 minutes.
Are they
That's not a
dying
big
down
deal.
now? There's not as many, or they're still going on, but not.
There are a couple, but they're very sprinkled in. Like, and we know Nintendo's doing a direct. We just don't know the
Don't
date.
know when.
We know June. They said June for sure, but we don't know. when in
Time
June.
is ticking.
We got half the month left. The rumor. Well, you know what? Let's talk about that before I get into all the exciting things on that one day. The rumor is Nintendo's having a
Michaels,
direct
we speak your name again.
on the 18th. And I said to Mom Brain, there's a rumor out there that the direct is happening on the 18th, and the source is partially me. So I went like, I'm going around the internet doing my usual search, and it's like, rumors point to 18th Nintendo Direct. And I was like, what's this all about? I saw it on Reddit, and I saw it on like a thread somewhere else, and I open it up, and I see Go Nintendo mentioned everywhere. And I'm like, what did I do that there's I didn't say anything. I'm chronically online when it comes to Nintendo stuff, so I'm constantly covering things as close to when it happens as I can. And Inner Sloth, the developers of Among Us, posted or shared a video about the next update for Among Us. And I caught it right away, put the video up, and put the details of that. And I said, this patch isn't out now, but it's coming out the 18th. I didn't know because I covered it. I'm done. I'm like, I'm moving on. That's it. The information's out there. I didn't know that the trailer got yanked. It seems the trailer was posted before it was supposed to be. And GameSpot also posted about it and also yanked it. So everybody's like, well, Nintendo and Innersloth have done things before because the trailer said available now, which is what I am in the post. I was like, comes out the 18th. So I was just like, there's plenty of companies. Yeah, there's plenty of companies that put out launch trailers for games a month before they come out. They call it the launch trailer. Whenever I publish it, I'm like, this says launch trailer, but again, the game doesn't come out until then, whatever. So I thought it was just that case. It's happened plenty of times before, but not those trailers don't get yanked. This one did. I didn't know it got yanked. So everybody's like, they yanked the trailer. So Innersloth was trying to pretend like it never happened, but I have the story up and all the details. So everybody's like, go to Go Nintendo. They have all the information. And Nintendo and Innersloth have worked together before to be like, here's an Among Us thing, and it's out right now. You know, a surprise drop or a shadow drop. So the speculation is that's what's going on here. the 18th will be a direct, and this the
That's
Among Us
Tuesday.
information should supposedly be announced then.
Is that
Is
Tuesday?
that true? That would be Tuesday.
Which,
Usually full fat directs are Thursdays.
sorry, full factor? What?
Full fat directs, like a regular direct, not a
Oh.
Nothing light.
not an indie showcase or not a
Fat like PH?
partner showcase. No, like
Oh,
Oh.
never
hefty.
mind.
Oh, we're just
Full fat. This is a phrase people
Yeah,
use.
yeah.
Yeah, full fat.
never heard of it.
The like I don't know what else to say. The traditional Nintendo Direct, like the 40-minute Nintendo Direct.
Just
that
say
we
a
usually
full,
get.
a full length, a
full-length
lengthy one,
Nintendo
a
Direct.
girthy direct.
So
No Nintendo chode.
that's
Yeah.
what we're going with from now on.
The whole-
girthy direct.
What's it? The full berries?
Yes,
The full
Nintendo's
beans?
going to give it the full berries on it's berries and beans on the 18th.
Berries
Is
and
the
beans,
rumor.
Berries and beans.
Here you go. SD says the engorged direct. So that is the rumor. I didn't post about that rumor because I'm like, do I think that could happen? Sure, but I that's grasping
the
at straws a
all
little
in,
too much.
the
for me.
all in direct.
But I was like, it really doesn't matter because I already have the story up anyway. So thank you everybody who was nice enough to link that. IGN did, Kotaku did, various threads on Reddit, and I saw some lovely conversation. This is very different than usual. I saw some lovely conversation on Reddit because people are talking about GoNintendo. I'm like, here we go, because it's usually like they all the horrible stuff, and there are people in there who is like, there's only one other thing that would post. If Nintendo.com posts about it, I trust it. But if GoNintendo posts about it, I trust it as well. And I was like, that's really nice. And I was reading, somebody was like, you should give their podcast. This is not a lie. They're like, you should give the podcast a listen to. It's great. And I was like, man, this is all great stuff. And all people were, and it was like, other people were like, how do you not know about GoNintendo? If you follow Nintendo, you got to know about GoNintendo. So it was like all nice stuff. And I was
It's in
like-
the name.
I was like,
Their
let
name
me.
is in the name.
I was like, let me get out of this thread before I read something horrible. So I reached out to a few people and thanked them for the kind words. But that was cool to see. 10 Division says, Redditor, are you here? They might be in there. I know who one person is in particular, and they are someone who's been a fan of the site for a very long time. But others were all recent additions. One of them through threads, actually. But anyway. That was cool to see. So will there be a Nintendo Direct on the 18th? There's speculation. All we know for sure, as confirmed by Nintendo,
Have they
is
ever
that there will be a Direct this month.
done like a surprise direct?
Yes.
Or been like, hey, tomorrow, hey,
Yes, but but
whoa.
not tomorrow. They do that all the time. Yeah. They'll announce a Direct the day before it happens. Yes, they do that.
They run a tight
You're
ship.
very lucky if you get 2-day lead on it. Usually it's we're doing it tomorrow. But they have done a no announcement. Here's a direct, but it's not a engorged direct. It's not. It's like a partner showcase or an indie
show-
live.
Yeah.
Tasty.
So we'll see. Again, there's a direct coming sometime in the next 15 days. We will be covering it. Back to what I was originally saying. The great day of stuff. I don't know what day it was. Let's guess Wednesday. Doesn't really matter.
Is that the official name?
The great day stuff. What was announced this day? It was announced that regular show is coming back,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I'm so excited for. I love regular show. You want to hear something?
He's counting something. Ooh, we're on hand number 4, I think. maybe?
Regular show ended in 2017. It's been that long.
Wow. Well,
you believe
how
that?
how many years
It
has
is
it
hard to
been? All that counting.
I had 2 years in my head. And I was like, no, that one's wrong.
Well,
because I was like, has
it's-
regular show been gone all that long? I was like, this is great that it's coming back. I definitely want more, but has it been gone that long? And I was like, oh my God, 2017. So it has been gone. How many episodes of regular show do you think there have been?
30.
30?
I have no idea. 56.
So in 30,
I don't know how long it was on for. How did you say that?
I want to say 7.
Count it
Look
out.
it up. Look it up. Look it up.
I don't want to.
Anytime I tell you look it up, you're like,
It's
I
just
don't
too
want
much. Regular show.
to. 2010 to 2017.
How did you get that? 8 seasons.
8
Just
seasons.
just 8.
All right, so 8 seasons, Mom Brain. Would you like to change your answer?
Yeah. 80.
80.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
No.
I'll
Well, then
s-
I'll go.
No. We can
Okay.
both. Let's both take this all the way.
All right.
You're both just saying 80.
96.
There were. I want to make sure I have my number right here. 244 episodes.
Congrats, Nicky Hill.
Wow.
So
No, we share
a lot
this.
of episodes, but yes, the show is coming back. My understanding is they haven't given a ton of specifics, but there will be returning characters. So by saying that, that also means there will be new characters, but perhaps not your favorite character will be back. I don't know. Will Pops be there? Will
Muscle Man?
Will Muscle Man be there? Will
Little known
Skips be there?
fun fact. Ramit often farts a fart that sounds like the beer.
The beginning of the regular show episodes. That beginning.
Yeah, that's the fart that you fart pretty often.
And I said I wrote a Patreon about it that whenever I play games ever since regular show came out, when it asked me my character's name, I put in Trash Boat, which is from regular show. Because Rigby thought that was the coolest name in the world, and everybody made fun of him for changing his name to that. But I love regular show. And I was like, this is awesome. So regular show ended. They did J.G. Quintel, the creator of regular show, went on to do Close Enough, which was announced like 4 years before it came out, because there was it was supposed to be on TBS, and then it wasn't on TBS, and then Adult Swim was supposed to air it, but it ended up on Max of all places. But there are 2 seasons of that show. I really liked that show. I didn't like it as much as regular show, but I did really like that show. All the important parts of regular show were in that. The same humor and weirdness were there. But I thought Mordecai and Rigby were stronger characters. So now regular show's coming back sometime. I'm very excited for that.
Not a big fan about a show dealing with 2 parents of a child, huh?
I really did like that show. I enjoyed
I
it.
want a
Just
raccoon, darn it, not a kid.
not as much as regular show. Also announced that same day, an Adventure Time movie is coming out. So that's awesome news. We don't know if it's going to be on a streaming service or in theaters, but either way, an Adventure Time movie. I'm, of course, excited about that. Speaking of movies, a little trailer came out for a movie. Finally, we got to look at the first trailer for Paddington in Peru.
Was that the same day?
In darkest
Same day.
Peru.
We finally got to see a trailer. Movie's coming out in November. You guys, if you listen to the podcast, you know how much I'm about Paddington. So
where does she live? It's like the home for retired bears.
Yeah, something like
so
that. And
great.
I literally stopped everything I was doing. I was working, and that trailer popped up notification. I was like, nope, I'm stopping right now, and I'm watching.
But the mother is different, and
Yeah,
like
I
that,
noticed that.
kind of irks me. That like,
all she did is Shelley Long.
yeah, where's she been though? Like,
That's why I'm saying she did a Shelley Long.
Oh.
That's what's going to happen.
yeah,
I'm sure she's like, I'm done with this role and whatever. And she said something very gracious about the woman taking over for her, but
it's just like, I don't know, whatever.
put me back. She was in The Shape of
Doesn't-
Water, right?
Yeah,
But she wants to go kiss other things than bears. She wants to kiss other
fish
creatures.
lips.
Can we all agree though that Uncle Pastuzo is a great name for a cat?
Hi, Solomon Link. Sure.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen the trailer for Paddington and Peru, go. I think that's the name. Right?
So like I
Go
was
watch it.
watching the trailer, and he's going to see Aunt whatever, and Lucy.
I think.
That's
Oh,
what I thought,
Lucy.
and that's why I was like, is that who that lady is? That lady who's not in this trailer, was she Aunt Lucy? No, Aunt Lucy is the bear.
Yes.
But then he was like, oh, she rescued me, and I'm like, maybe he is going to find this
Did
old.
you even watch the other Paddington movie?
I did, but like,
Oh, I know.
clearly my
She's great,
memory
man. Aunt Lucy. I mean, look at her in the movie. She looks great in the movie too.
It hurts my heart.
Flood the Discord with Aunt Lucy pictures.
Everything Paddington hurts my heart.
So November, the event of the
Hurts?
year.
Yeah, it like aches.
I'm not. It's great. I'm 100% with you on it.
Oh, she's.
Hi, Nintendo. Good to see you. Oh my God, Nintendo hasn't watched the Paddington movies yet. Well, get on it, my friend.
neither is SD.
You guys, you're missing out on fine cinema. What was that movie? You know, where
Paddington 2.
what's his face talked to, the Nick Cage movie.
Oh, is that the unbearable weight of enormous talent or something
whatever
like
it is.
that.
And who is it? Pedro Pascal's
Yeah.
talking about how great the Paddington
I
movie
know.
are.
Did you
Conan
watch it? I
O'Brien
didn't watch a
t-
movie.
No, Conan O'Brien talked about how great the Paddington movies are. It's great. It's great. I literally watch Paddington movies because of GoNintendo, says Radical Defect. Well, there you go. I mean, come on. We're not going to steer you wrong. So there was that news. On that same day, I had left a comment on the official Price is Right's TikTok about one of the videos they posted, and they liked my comment. I've been seen by someone actually connected to the Price is Right. I mean, that's a milestone in my life. I don't know a life when the Price is Right wasn't there. It's been a huge part of my life, and now I follow Price is Right on TikTok already, so. Now that I've commented and they liked my comment, it's giving me way more Price is Right content, which is fine by me. So like every fifth TikTok, I'm tearing up from somebody winning like $100,000 on Plinko or something like that. But I've been seen. Now I
What was your?
I have a video about the Price is Right on my TikTok account. I wish I could get them to see it.
What was your comment?
It's something about tearing up while I was watching.
Oh, is that what you? Did you just say that?
I didn't say that that's what my comment was. I say that's what happens to me. But, there's that news of the showcase showdown or the showcase bid. Did you see that? The guy bid, for anybody who doesn't know, Price is Right at the end. It's two contestants. They're bidding on two different showcases. You bid on how much you think your showcase is worth. Then Drew tells you the price. As long as you're not over. Whoever's closest to the amount wins the showcase. If you're within $250, you win both showcases. A guy bid, he was off by $1.
What?
And he was $1 under, so he won both. But $1, that's the closest anyone has ever gotten in the show's entire history.
Well, yeah, right.
$1, and the price was like he said, I don't know, 25,300, and it was 25,301. And even Drew was like, he did a triple take at the guy's score in the card and the score in the card or the price in the card. And he's like, he was blown away by it. I mean, maybe he's a very dedicated Price is Right watcher. I don't know.
Something tells me that's not a hearing aid in his ear.
So that happened. And I was very excited about that. And then parlaying into other game shows, a game show is returning that hasn't been around since, I'm going to say, the early 2000s. Definitely late 90s.
Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares.
Whoa! I didn't even know. I guess
is right. Hollywood Squares is coming back. They announced that
how
Drew
much-
Barrymore is going to be the center square.
How much were they off on the?
$1
for $1.
There you go.
Wow.
So yes, Drew Barrymore is the center square.
And are they going to be like Hollywood celebrities, or are they going to be TikTok?
Old man Nicky Hill.
Or not TikTok necessarily, but like
are they going to be influencers or are they going to be real celebrities? Are they going to have people that actually done anything with their lives?
No, they're doing stuff. They're doing more than me.
Golly. I'm going to let's say this. I don't know what network it's going to air on. If it's CBS, then it's going to be all old celebrities. If it's NBC, it's going to be a mix of influencers and
right. Well, I'm just saying they're not. I mean, they're not Hollywood. That's all I'm saying. Like, is it going to be true or what?
Are you saying Logan Paul is in Hollywood? He's got a house in Hollywood.
Oh, good. Okay. Real proud of him.
I don't know what they haven't announced anything other than Drew Barrymore being center square. Call me crazy. I think you should put a comedian center square, knowing the history of Hollywood Squares.
Yeah,
Whoopi Goldberg was center square for a long time. Paul Lynde was center square for a long time.
But Drew Barrymore,
Bruce Valanche was center square for a little bit.
Nobody knew who that show, and she's popular, and she turned her back on the union. But
She's dead to me.
Supporting.
She is. She's a goddamn scab.
She was supporting her, like the people who work there, by crossing the picket line. It's like, okay.
Now it's not the time to make her center square. I know she's back and all that. Yeah, if you're gonna take that route, put Kelly Clarkson as center square. Her show's popular. She's doing great.
We bring back all the people who are still alive from the Brady Bunch, because that would be funny.
How about we just
who
bring
should
back
be center square?
Who?
Craig Ferguson.
No, because he's too good. He should be host. We already know the host. It's some former sports guy. I don't know. But
Michael,
you know what they should do? One of the squares. You know who one of the squares should be? Emmy Award nominated Tom Bergeron.
Tom Bergeron.
Because he used to host. He used to host.
He could be center. Why not?
Now, the original, not the original, but the second version of Hollywood Squares, and then the one that was on in the early 2000s, brought back Shadow Stevens as the announcer. So Shadow Stevens is still alive. Nobody's got a voice like him. I hope he comes back. But put like Billy on the Street in there, and I'm trying to think of who's funny.
What's the guy?
Can't put Gilbert Gottfried on there anymore.
Well, he passed, didn't
I
he?
know. That's why I said you can't put him on there. Who's the guy?
Oh man, it's not Shadow Stevens. It's the guy. He had glasses. I think he was on Empty Nest. Do you know who I mean?
Zuzu.
Richard
No.
Dreyfuss.
No, I don't remember. Never mind.
Dreyfus
No.
was the name of the dog.
Dreyfus
in
is
that
the
show.
He was on Hollywood Squares. He was in Hollywood Squares.
Shows how connected she is to Hollywood stuff. Richard Dreyfuss, the dog from Empty Nest. People are gonna hear that whole sentence and be like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
No, he was the neighbor
Joe
guy.
Zuzu.
Is that who?
That's his name from the commercials when he was selling his.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember the actor's name, but
but
it's Joe
he used
Zuzu.
to be on Hollywood Squares.
Yes.
Is he still alive?
What
I
about
don't know.
Topanga
He
as
is-
the center square?
What's that?
Like
She's not well known enough to be
Look,
center square. She could be a square.
I would say half a dozen times in the last month, Raw Meat's been like, I
it's
could have sworn
true.
I saw
It's
Topanga.
true.
Like,
We
In
saw
person?
someone
it's true. My sister.
IRL?
Amy. Yeah, he's like
when
"Ooh."
we were at that Friends concert we just went to. Oh no, it was the day before. There were two Friend concerts. We went to one the night before. One of our friends' sisters-in-law, is that a thing? Yeah. Had someone that looked a lot like Topanga, to the point where I was like staring uncomfortably. They couldn't see me, but I even said to Mom Brain, I was like, does she not look like Topanga? And you agreed.
I did.
There was something about her like eyes and nose area. It was very Topanga-ish. Hi, Backseat Studios. Good to see you. And I was like, man, I'm having a lot of trouble not awkwardly listening to this. Sorry to hear that, SD. But laundry's got to get done.
Speaking of, I have to go switch over some.
J-Bug, is talking about J-Bug mentioned the documentary about the guy who was on The Price is Right who didn't technically cheat. He just gamed the system because he watched The Price is Right and like knew he had a whole list of like this thing costs this much because they rotate out the same price. It's months over months they do it, but you see an item, you get the price, and then if it ever pops up again, at least within that year, the price. So he had all that information memorized, and won his way to the top. David Leisure was Joe Azuzu, says SD. So
Yeah, that's not who I was thinking though.
that's definitely the neighbor from Empty
Yeah,
Nest.
maybe I'm thinking of a different sitcom then.
Maybe you're thinking of the guy from Supermarket Sweep.
I don't know.
When you hear the
No,
beep,
no.
Leslie Jones. So yes, there's all that news in one day. There's some other stuff, but I forgot what it was. But it was what an
Unbelievable.
exciting day it was. Man, I was so happy that day. The news just kept coming out. Moving on. I got an email, guys. Get ready for this. Hi, this is Betty from blank. I'm not going to say the company's name. I'm writing to propose an exciting opportunity to enhance your merchandising strategy through the creation of custom plush toys based on your brand. I looked this company up. They are legit. We understand the significance of building a deeper connection with your audience beyond the digital realm. Custom plush toys offer a tangible way for players
waifu pillows
and
make
li-
for a deep connection.
and fans to interact with their favorites and further immerse themselves in the world you've created. We have a dedicated team of designers and manufacturers and with extensive experience in producing high-quality plush toys that faithfully capture the essence of each brand.
I want my butt as a plush toy.
See, that's not part of the show's lore, though.
I sit on my butt during the podcast.
We could have a Piper plush.
Oh yeah, we
A
Josh
Josh
Grobot,
Josh
a
Grobot
George.
Robot, a George, yeah. So they reached out. I researched. I checked them
Spiders and flies.
out. I checked them out on LinkedIn, and they're all legit. And I'm like, this is so stupid. But they reached out to me. I'm nothing's gonna happen. But I'll at least.
Well,
email them
especially
back.
when you're saying this is stupid.
No, I mean like stupid as in you don't want to do anything with our brand, but my brand. But I will email them back because I thought that was interesting.
Speaking of spiders and flies, I pulled a deer tick off of my ankle yesterday, and Rami spent like an hour sneaking up behind me going like
They were
I was
telling
supposed
you
to be.
their secrets.
Yeah,
You didn't know English anymore for a little bit. You only knew
that's it.
Takis. Takis.
Mhm.
We also have a Patreon, Mom Brain. Did you know that? You can join that Patreon.
Can you?
For
How
a
much?
dollar.
$1. Just like Billy says, for $1. What did I talk about on Patreon this week? It was very game heavy on Patreon this week. Talked about Wander Stop, which I talked about last week. That was the new game announced by the developer of the Stanley Parable and C418, the composer on Minecraft. Best known for Minecraft, I should say. Man, does that game look good. I'm not going to rehash it. I talked about it last week, but very much near the top of my list of things I want to play. I've watched that trailer so many times, give me goosebumps every time, and it's in a genre that I don't even play.
Give me goosebumps till I goose dumps.
I also talked about another game that was announced at Summer Game Fest. I believe it was announced at Summer Game Fest. It is the love child of Crash Bandicoot and Donkey Kong Country. I said in Patreon, 80% Donkey Kong Country, 20% Crash Bandicoot. So the Crash Bandicoot elements are, there are some stages where you're running towards the screen or away from the screen and something is chasing you. Very Crash Bandicoot. And all the other stuff is Donkey Kong Country. So literally, lush jungle levels, very similar animation, collect letters to get extra lives. Like, it's very, just watch it and you'll see it's very Donkey Kong Country inspired. It's called Nico DeRico, The Magic World. I
Nico
love that
Doria?
name. Nico DeRico. That
Can
is
you
such a
survive
fun
without
name
me
to say.
for
Yes.
A hot minute?
In the podcast, yes. In real life, no.
Probably not.
Nico DeRico, The Magic World. It looks awesome. It is coming to Switch and everything else. I think it said this year. If you are not privy to this information or you don't even know about the game or you haven't seen the trailer, go check it out. Nikodoriko. Nico DeRico. All one word. Looks really fun. If you're a traditional platforming fan or a Donkey Kong Country fan in particular, I think this will be up your alley. Life is Strange Double Exposure was announced.
Yeah, you sent that. I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch the trailer?
I was not in a place to watch it when you sent it, and then I forgot because that's what my brain does.
Well, spoiler alert, Max is back. This is a continuation.
Get to play it yet.
What do you mean? You played the
Spoiler.
original.
No, I know. I'm just saying, don't spoil us for me.
Max is the main character in this game. It is about Max's life onwards from the original Life is Strange. She's at a college somewhere. She's got this new friend who, because Max has terrible luck, ends up getting murdered.
Oh dear.
But Max has learned how to channel her ability so that she can walk through to an alternate timeline. So she's gone to a time. It's kind of like Dark Matter. She's walked through to a timeline where
Spoiler
her
alert.
friend is alive. So she's going between the two worlds to figure out, how can I save my friend in both worlds? So Max is looking older now. She's a college student.
The story that I'm familiar with, there wasn't much of a future.
Well, that's a great point. We won't spoil, but the original Life is Strange, which you still have time to play, has two endings based on what you decide. And Deck 9, the developers of this game, have said and showcased that this game will directly apply to both endings. It's not going to say one of them is canon. It's going to show you a world where both of them matter. So that is very interesting. Because Max's friend in this game doesn't really know much about Max before her time, like when she met her at college. I'm guessing she met her at college. And the friend makes reference to Max says something, and her friend is like, "Ooh, a little bit of Max lore. I don't know anything about you." And Max kind of clams up, and her friend's like, "I'm gonna find out about you, Max Caulfield. I'm gonna learn what's up with you." So,
I figured it out.
And what?
This is going way back. Finish the story.
So also they showed an extended gameplay trail or an extended gameplay section to give you a real good idea of what's going on here. And as I've said before, I love Life is Strange, the original game. It's one of my favorite games, but the dialogue in that game isn't all that strong. It's just the story was so strong and intriguing that it carried it. I thought Life is Strange: True Colors had much, much, much better writing and dialogue. I still like the original game better, but I'd say True Colors is head and shoulders above in terms of writing in general. And what we're seeing from Life is Strange Double Exposure, that level of better writing is here too, because Max in this game says a line directly from the first game. They're talking about playing music or something, and she's like, "Let's watch." Max says again, "What is it like? Let's rock out Shaka Bra or something like that," which she said to what's her face, Chloe, in the original game. And in the new game, she says it to her friend, and her friend's like, "Or you could just not say something weird, and we could like." It's a very natural, like it's a response someone would actually say. And I was like, "Oh, that's great." So I like that. But game looks great. It's coming out October on everything but Switch. I don't know why this happened. I watched the trailer and I was like, oh my God, a new Life is Strange. It's got to be a lock for Switch. You see the end of the trailer, no mention of Switch. I was like, what the hell? No Switch? Why would you not put this on Switch? You go to the YouTube description of the trailer and it says also coming to Switch. I was like, why throw that in there? I don't understand. Then I got the press release and it said, coming to this October, whatever, 29th. And it said also coming to Switch. So clearly it's coming to Switch at a later date. They just don't have a date yet. Some people are speculating it could be Switch and the Switch's successor. Who knows? I don't know. But we know for sure in some way it is coming to a Nintendo platform. We just don't have a date. So
I mean, I would assume
that's
it's
great news
going
to
to the successor and maybe.
Well, the press release specifically says Switch.
Oh.
So,
Maybe the successor is just going to be called Switch.
well, Nintendo says a thing in all their press releases where it's the Switch family of systems, which they mean Switch, Switch Lite, and OLED Switch. So that could continue to be true, but I don't think, it all depends on what they name the system. We'll find out. They'll ruin the name and it'll be a flop. But great to see that game announced. I was shocked that they were bringing Max back because obviously that's a big deal for a lot of people, but then there's extra pressure to really get everything right. So I'm excited, though. I have the entire comic run of Life is Strange, which takes place after the games, and that is going to be a part of this new game as well. I own the special edition of the first game, and the prequel Before the Storm. So I'm a huge fan. Very excited that this was announced. Awesome to see. Nicky Hill, you had something to say?
Jim J. Bullock.
Jim J. Bullock. Yes, he was on Room 227.
I just kind of went away from it.
He was on the show where the
Perfect
guy was a handyman and he'd come to the apartment and fix things for him. I want to say it's Room 227. That might be wrong though.
Too Close for Comfort is one of them.
That's got to be it. That's got to be it.
Also, he was Prince Valium in Spaceballs.
Yeah, no, it's Too Close for Comfort.
There's another one though, but that's going back to the 80s.
I love Jim J. Bullock.
He hasn't done anything since 2015.
He has. He was on Mark Summers' podcast.
Oh, was he?
Just recently, yeah, because I follow Mark Summers on TikTok and I get snippets of his podcast, and he was talking to Jim J. Bullock. Mark Summers talks to
Alf.
Everyone I want to hear from that nobody cares about at all anymore. So it's awesome. He gets some big people on there actually, but then he gets other people where you're like, oh yeah, I remember them. I love them from 20 years ago. What else I talked about on Patreon? I talked about the new Donald Duck animated short that was released in honor of Donald Duck's 90th anniversary. Disney did an honest to goodness, pencil to paper, hand animated Disney short like they used to, the old classic style. Now they still use computers to scan stuff in and cut out some of the overall work, but every single cell was drawn. They did it like they used to at the Flipboard and all that. And it's like it's not even 3 minutes long. It's like just shy of 3 minutes, but it's an old classic style Donald Duck short. It's called DIY Duck. And it's how they used to be. They had a lot with Goofy back in the day where it's just regular like Saturday morning cartoon antics. What happens is Donald is trying to get a light bulb and a lamp to work, and it ends up becoming a whole huge project in his house. It was great. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I didn't love it because it was hand drawn or anything like that. That's lovely to see. I appreciate that. That doesn't matter to me. What really mattered to me was the vibe, the approach, the style, the cadence, the humor. Like it all very much, it wasn't trying to be what the things were. It felt exactly like those things used to be. So it wasn't like an echo or a hollow duplication of those things. It was very much like if those things continued, it felt perfect. So really like that. It's free on YouTube. It's free. So go watch it on YouTube. Really cool to see.
Is it
that
on
stuff.
Disney Plus as well? Though? Yeah, it's got to be, right?
Be stupid if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. They also did a quick like behind the scenes documentary on it, and by quick I mean I think that's like 2 minutes, but they give you a little interview with
almost
the
just as long
guy
as
and
the
showed them
actual-
drawing the thing and all that. So that was really cool to see. Animation is making a huge comeback outside of Japan now because they're all seeing how big anime is. But on top of that, studios are now looking to put out more content and save money. And traditional shows have gotten so expensive that we've come full circle. And now animation is cheaper to do. So they're all doing animation now. Warner Brothers is putting out a brand new Porky Pig, Donald Duck feature-length film. You can watch like a clip of it online. It looks great.
Well, we'll see. Because
Oh yeah, unless they
like
cancel it. Yeah.
they did the full length full
But that
feature-length film.
was
of
that's a
a-
mix of live action and anime.
Yeah, but I mean,
I agree. It's a travesty. We should see that. But you're right.
especially when you see like comments from Will Forte, and he's like, I watched it. It's beautiful. Everyone should still be proud of what they did because it's great. And,
One day it will get leaked.
yeah.
I mean, the Popeye movie that whatever company that was canned for the Emoji movie, that leaked. So that's out there.
Not the whole movie. No, not a whole
Everything
movie.
that exists of the movie, like
Right.
the full, like there was a very rough cut of mostly the full movie, and that made it out there.
Oh,
So it'll happen. You can't like. I don't think they said the window is officially closed on that. There's still potential for someone to come in and buy that, but by this point, if it hasn't happened, I don't think it's going to happen. So that's a real shame. But yes, you're right. We'll see if this new movie ends up getting canceled too, but hopefully not. So I talked about that. I talked about Beyond Good and Evil because Ubisoft's the Ubisoft Forward, their presentation took place. And as always, I'm like, let's see if we see something about Beyond Good and Evil. We did not. And I wrote about how sad it is to be a Beyond Good and Evil fan because we had the first game, the only game, and that came out and didn't sell well because it came out at a bad time, and Ubisoft was marketing other things, and people didn't want female protagonists, and they saw photography in the game and got nervous, a whole bunch of reasons. We had to wait forever for a sequel to get announced. A sequel did get announced in 2008, and we're like, oh my God, it's happening. And then that never came to fruition. And then in 2017, they showed another all-new approach to a sequel for Beyond Good and Evil, and they came out on stage and were like, guys, it's really happening this time. We're doing it. And here we are in 2024, and who the hell knows what's going on with it. It's a sad existence.
It's the same time span for regular show to come back, right? 2017 and 2024.
Sure, why not?
So
It's
perhaps
true. It's true.
I mean, I think Dew said it in the past or recently, like he's over it. Like he's not even looking forward to it. He's not interested in it anymore. Like
he says that, but when it comes
no,
out,
but I understand. I kind of understand that whole thing.
yeah,
Like,
but let's look at this realistically. He can play pretend all he wants, but when the game comes out, he's not gonna be like, well, I'm not getting that. Of course he's gonna get it.
what am I?
I'm not
I'm
knocking
going to
him
do.
for it.
I'll get it and then not play it like all the other things.
Oh, yeah, so par for the course. I was like, how long? There's been plenty of other franchises where I want games and I haven't come about, but nothing's been as torturous as Beyond Good and Evil. Because wait for a sequel announced, sequel canceled, get another sequel announcement, sequel still not out. It's been since 2008. Like this is ridiculous.
And the game came out in 2003.
Game's what? Yeah, 21
It's-
years old.
Yeah.
Crazy. I remember playing that demo on my computer in the living room of my parents' house, and
I remember playing that demo on the TV in your parents' house and being like, "Oh, this is awesome!"
rooftop run
and the slow motion
yep.
fight.
Is that what I sound like?
Yep. And here we are.
That
21 years
was
later.
how I sounded like. What I sounded like.
Still trying to
Nicholas.
get a sequel. Regular show, which I covered, and then I posted up about Hall Effect or thumbsticks because that, in my opinion, is the way of the future. The Nitro deck has Hall Effect joysticks or thumbsticks. Keep saying it. And they're so
Hall effect.
nice.
Let me
H-A-L-L.
tell you,
Hall.
that
Hall effect.
is a pleasure. The Nitro deck is a pleasure to use.
People are going to think this is sponsored.
It is absolutely not sponsored.
Oh,
I
that's
have
the
been
thing that
using
you-
it for quite some time. It's a pleasure to use. It's comfortable in my hands. The carrying case is perfect for it. I happily use it as a controller. Like
By that, she means when she's docked on the TV, you can also use it as a controller.
I just
Oh, it's just like a wireless.
you wire it.
Wow.
I don't know if you can do wireless or not off the top of my head, but yes, she's plugged in when she does it. But yes, you
Plugged
can use
into
it
the Switch.
in
Is
the
that- I
Switch
guess
dock.
it is?
With
Yeah.
a USB, and it comes with a cable that you can do it with.
So if you want to use that as another controller, you can.
The only complaint that I could make, and it's like a really like picky thing, is that I'm always nervous when I'm taking it out of the Nitro deck because it's in there so securely that I have to put some pressure on it to get it out, and I'm always like, and you have to kind of like touch the screen. You end up touching the screen, so you smudge it, which is again, it's a tiny little
It's a touch screen.
picadillo, if you will.
So the Nitro deck has Hall effect thumbsticks. There's other controllers with 8-bit. I guess I should say 8-bit dough. 8-bit dough has
Explain
Hall effect.
Hall effect because I'm just picturing dark matter
It
again.
uses magnets to do the movements rather than pieces rubbing up against each other like a ball and a stick. So it negates the potential for drift. Like there is a very, 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 very slight chance there could be drift, but chances are you'll never experience drift because there's not pieces rubbing up against each other.
What if I have a metal plate in my body
You're
somewhere?
okay. Totally
Yeah.
fine. Yep.
It's magnets,
Everything's shielded in there. You're fine.
though. Okay.
Have
They
you
thought of everything.
have you felt a Hall effect thumbstick? Son
I've
of a bitch.
never. I didn't use it. I've looked.
Yeah, sure.
Well.
You don't have to play. You could just feel the thumbstick.
Oh, really? It's that.
Oh, it feels much smoother than a regular joystick. Thumbstick, son of a bitch. The lovely people at CRKD are sending over the Nitro Deck Plus for us to go hands-on with and review. So we'll be doing that. Mom Brain is sticking with the Nitro Deck, whether she wants
Is there
to or not.
motion control in it?
I'm going with the Nitro Deck Plus. I don't know. Let's find out together.
Well, how are we going to find that out? Oh, we got to
Because
do
I'm going to
something.
read their information on their website.
Oh, okay. Let's see this. What am I supposed to do? Just feel it?
Mess around.
Both the right and the left are.
Yes.
You can use both.
I don't know what the other one would feel like, but okay.
Okay. Here's what the Nitro Deck Plus has. Enhanced comfort through a new thumbstick layout, zero stick drift through Hall effect sensors, USB-C HDMI compatible for docked mode, remappable back buttons, programmable sidekick buttons, adjustable trigger sensitivity, low latency, Bluetooth connection, swappable stick tops, adjustable vibration feedback. Here you go, Nicky Hill. Gyro compatible for motion control games.
Whoa!
No dead zone mode, turbo mode, pass-through charging feature. You can use as an extra controller. Here you go, my brain. Easy eject system, integrated
There you
display
go.
stand, and connects to the companion app as well. Does not support Amiibo, so no NFC, but that's all you're lacking. You can get a Nitro Deck Plus right now for $80, which is not a bad deal. At
I don't know
all.
where the home button is to put it into sleep mode.
It's
It's just on the top. Power down? Got power down?
Yeah, sure.
Got power down. So yes, thank you to CRKD for sending over that new unit. I'm very much looking forward to going hands-on with that because every time I pick up your Nitro Deck to do
I don't get the
something,
new one. It's okay.
you can try it.
Oh, thank you.
Every time I pick up your controller or your Nitro Deck to do something on your Switch, I'm always like, man, these joysticks, son of a bitch, these thumbsticks are really nice.
Everything about it is great.
Oh,
Everything
feels
about it.
so nice. So there you go. That's what we talked about on Patreon. You can join in on that fun for $1.
For $1.
Now, without further ado, let's go to news. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
I got a box of JoJo's. I got a box of JoJo's.
Why would
Oh,
you
I
do
saw
that now?
those.
We just got to news, and now you're going?
Oh,
That's
they're
the
just to
news.
look at. They're just to look at. I
They're
saw
just
these on
to
the
look
store.
at.
I saw these at the store.
But
But
since
I
Mom Brain
wasn't
is
in a
talking
position to
off
buy.
microphone, as usual, I'll tell you what's going on. She bought Trader Joe's strawberry lemonade JoJo's because we have never been able to find the mango JoJo's.
Did you try the ube?
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't like
What
the
Let's do it.
ube
Crack it open.
JoJo's as much as I liked the
Well-
ube cookies we got at
Costco.
Costco.
The ube JoJo's were coated.
Yes.
One cookie was your full serving.
Yeah, I
Those
know.
are two. Yeah, and anytime I'm near an actual Trader Joe's, I don't go often. I got to go in to look for mango JoJo's, and it sounds like somebody at Top Brass over there listens to the podcast because they do not.
What's going on here?
Would you care for one?
Yes, please, thank you. I'll take two. It's a serving.
Take as many as you'd like.
Oh, they smell really nice.
It seems like maybe the reception of mango JoJo's was not positive in general, or somebody in Trader Joe's corporate is a podcast listener, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Pull them off the shelf! They don't like them! They don't like them!"
We'll never get to try them.
You're gonna tell everybody what you're gonna make?
Not with these.
I know, but
We're eating strawberry lemonade JoJo's
mhm.
from Trader JoJo's. I'm trying not to chew into the microphone.
Conjuring the citrusy splendor of lemonade stands from long ago, these lemon-flavored cookies act as the ideal complement to the filling's big, bright strawberry notes. The soft, creamy filling balances the cookie's tartness with its sweet strawberry flavor, which is enhanced by the inclusion of actual bits of dried strawberry.
That's a win.
Mhm.
That's an easy win.
Mhm.
That's really good.
The strawberry is very strong. Strongberry, if you know what I'm
I
saying.
mean, I'd say it's pretty even between the lemonade and the strawberry.
I didn't even taste it. I just smell it.
The strawberry is very
Delicious.
strong. I don't taste.
Well, you know,
Tasty.
the presence is
I give
there.
them an 8. 8 out of 10.
Tony De La Mancha wants to know, how does George like them?
Is there any lime in it?
I'm sorry, George. No, just
I'm out.
lemon.
I'm out. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get these out of my face.
If there's no lime, it doesn't get my time.
How, George?
Mom Brain?
Mm?
Scale of 1 to 10?
9. They didn't.
Wow.
I mean, I can't give them a 10 strictly because they didn't like knock my socks off. I'm not gonna- lemonade. Like, I'm not gonna crave that later.
Mhm.
But there's nothing I dislike about it. It's very good.
Nicky Hill doesn't like them.
It's a lot of strawberry. I don't know if I'm getting a lot of lemonade out of it
It'd
for
be nice with
myself,
some
but
tea, like a green tea, or
This man. Just
Put
give
it-
us your score.
seven or 8. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like it, but I don't know if I need a box of it myself at home.
Well, does anybody need a box of cookies? No. But do people want a box of cookies? Yes.
There's some cookies that I'm gonna want. Like, you know, I have to fight myself. I grab the back of my shirt when I'm in the store and I pull myself back away from the shelf
By the
to
way,
make a scene.
this is going to be for a very small group of people. If you are listening to this podcast and it is Saturday, June 15th, you have a few hours left to go to your local Crumble and get their menu this week. Mom Brain was head over heels for the blueberry pancake cookie,
yeah, it's.
and I
very
was
good.
head over heels for the mint cookies and cream cookie.
But don't overlook the peanut butter one, and actually don't.
Peanut butter was very, very good.
Don't overlook their chocolate chunk. I mean, it's a chocolate chip cookie,
And
but
now this ruins the whole conversation. You and I both like the
Okay.
peanut butter and the chocolate chip, but you were like
Mhm.
crazy about the pancake, and I was crazy about the mint cookies and cream.
Mhm.
So
It's true.
if you're by a Crumble, you have a few hours left. Go get it.
But the chocolate chunk, that's their standard chocolate chip.
yeah, it's very good.
Mhm.
I've seen people compare those with the Costco ones, and I think the price Costco's got them beat. But,
guys.
but the flavor, I think they said, you know, the moisture level and
You
stuff.
can buy those at Costco now, like in a package of 6.
Mhm.
They have them out on the floor. Anyway, let's get to
Yeah,
real news.
If you want to walk out of there with 5,000 calories in your hand, right? Woo!
Who are you shaming people? Like, go ahead, eat one.
I'm
a
not
day.
shaming. It's just like
Eat all 5 in a day.
I want to, but then I don't know.
There's that guy
Mm.
that ate nothing but Costco pizza for a whole week and he lost weight because he just made sure it was within the calorie limit. And
So I
he said he would do it again.
I'm sorry, we're in the
Yep,
news, but
Yep, this is all my brain's fault.
my scale, I went to get on the scale past couple of weeks, it's kind of just going down a little bit. Went to get on the scale this morning, didn't work, and I'm like, oh cool, so the reason I'm losing weight is because the batteries
Yeah.
were dying. Great. Got on the scale today, it was a whole 5 pounds heavier, but then I went to the bathroom
Yeah.
and back
It
down.
happens. They say weigh yourself as soon as you get up in the morning. Do not weigh yourself at any other time.
No.
All right, let's do some Nintendo news. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was announced. Microsoft showed it off at their presentation. We got our first real look at it. And as you remember, Activision was like, we pledge to bring Call of Duty to all platforms, including Nintendo, for 10 years, no questions asked. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was announced, and it wasn't announced for Switch. And we're like, well, what's going on here? I thought, what about this 10-year deal you got going on? My friend Stephen Tortillo, former Kotaku guy, now doing his own thing at GameFile, talked to Yale Miller, director of production at Treyarch. That's the studio behind Black Ops 6. And he was like, hey, what about that Nintendo stuff, Treyarch guy? And here's what Mr. Miller had to say. Quote, right now for us, the focus is the gaming and the platforms. So that is what we're talking about. So that is what we're focused on right now. What kind of nonsense, no answer is that? Hey, what about the Nintendo version? Oh, here. Right now for us, the focus is the gaming and the platforms. So that is what we're talking about. So that is what we're focused on right now.
Right.
What does that mean?
I'm asking you about the platform of the Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch. What about it?
Exactly. I don't understand this answer at all. We get PR nonsense and what's the word or the phrase I'm failing to remember here? Double speak and all that stuff all the time. But this has to be one of the most weird responses I've ever seen, to which Stephen Totilo was like, what do you mean? And a PR person jumped in and said, quote, it's not on the listed platforms, end quote. So that at least gives me something where you're like, okay, I get it. It's not a listed platform, so you're not talking about it. Perhaps it will be a listed platform at another date where you can talk about it. I get that. But Treyarch guy, I guess nowhere in his mind and no one on the PR team prepared him to be like, somebody might ask you about this because, it was part of a whole legal battle. I guess nobody informed him. So he gave whatever brain fart of an answer this is. Jesus Christ. I don't know what happened here. So what's up with Call of Duty on Switch? Who knows? What's up with Call of Duty on Switch's successor? Who knows? Microsoft made a big deal of being very public about, here's the deal. Nintendo can sign it. And they're like, Nintendo sign it. We're doing it. 10 years of Call of Duty, blah, blah, blah. And then now Nintendo fans are just supposed to sit back and wait.
Well, I don't think Nintendo looked at the fine print. It says 10 years of Call of Duty videos on YouTube.
Oh, you can watch them on YouTube as much as you want. Jickle says there is probably going to be a Switch 2 version, or at least talks of making a Switch 2 version, which is why they gave a vague non-answer. If you're Nintendo and there is going to be a Switch 2 version, you don't want that cat out of the bag, as you want to save that reveal for when you finally reveal the Switch 2 to build hype. Sure, that could be the case, Jickle. I agree.
How about that as part of the Nintendo Direct or something, where it's like a big thing where it's not a crazy compressed like shell of the game that's released on other things? I guess they can't, because they even said this Direct is not going to have anything to do, like they're not talking about the Switch's successor, right? For like another year.
Nintendo, they haven't said when they're talking about it.
I thought they said like we're not like, or expect that we're going to have a Nintendo Direct, but do not expect it to have anything to do with the successor.
They specifically said the Direct would not talk about the successor. Yeah, but that doesn't mean this year we won't hear about it. It just won't be in
but
this
this next
Direct.
one, because I was going to say this news comes out and then it's like, oh, but maybe, I can also understand that the question gets asked, he wasn't prepped and he panicked because like he's got other information and he's like, I can't say what I want to say, or like, him
not being prepped is unbelievable to me.
But it happens so often.
And I don't care if it happens often or not. How are you so ignorant to all of this that you're not like, let me look at the 8 PR people that are here and be like, excuse me for a moment, blah, 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 blah. I can't talk about this right now. There you go. That's it. That's all you got to do. But he didn't. So we don't know what's going on. But you know who is willing to talk about the Switch's successor, damn it?
Suda51.
Suda51.
I
He
knew
don't
it.
care. He don't care at all. Suda51 had some very nice words to say about the Switch and its successor.
Wait, there's going to be a new Switch?
He talked to Video Games Chronicle and talked about the Switch and how much he loves it.
Is
He
this an old picture of the guy?
This is a now picture. This is the most recent picture.
So he's confirmed. He's not aging.
Japanese people don't age in a certain degree. They look like little kids, then they look like the same age for like 40 years, and then they become ancient. So he's still in that sweet spot. So Suda's, that's it. He said he's going to work on the Switch's successor. But he also praised Switch too. He says the Switch is well, let me see. Yeah. He says the Switch is a really successful and all-around great platform, so I'd be hard-pressed to find parts of it that aren't good enough. And it's done great things for indie games in particular. I think the Switch is awesome, not only for players of all types, but for developers of all types as well, especially indie devs. Even now, I still think it's an amazing platform. I don't have anything in particular that I can think of as far as new features I want to see in the next gen, if of it are concerned. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what Nintendo does with it. They've always done revolutionary stuff for software and the video game industry in general. I'm super excited for the next console, especially since we're definitely going to cook for it. There you go. Said in a very Suda way. So as the kids say nowadays, let him cook. Suda says he's going to make something for the Switch's successor, and I don't doubt that for a second.
You think it's a food sim?
Huh?
Like a food, like
No.
cooking mama sort of?
Suda's in on the hip lingo.
Yeah, but maybe he's hinting at something.
Maybe. Well, when the next game gets announced and there's some cooking feature, you can point back to this day and be like, see? He said it was going to be cooking.
What
Weird says Suda51 is a sexy beast. Oh, no lies detected.
Lollipop Chainsaws coming out
September or something or other.
But that's just for a regular Switch, right? Or is it
That
even
for
announced
regular
for Switch?
It
Okay.
is officially confirmed for Switch
about
as of this week.
Shadows of the Damned.
Switch.
Is it out or it's
No.
coming?
Yes.
Same time? We don't know.
Don't remember the. I don't know if we have a date on
I'm
it.
just going to give you fractions of
year-
sentences. You get me.
This year, both of those games, yes.
Meow.
Did you say meow?
Meow.
So more coming from Suda, and as a Suda fan and Nintendo fan, I highly praise it. Also in an interview, Mom Brain, if you took the time to read that interview, I could send it to you. He
Okay.
talks about the Smiths, pro wrestling,
The queen is dead.
and Twin Peaks.
Hmm.
Talks a lot about Twin Peaks, actually. He's a big Twin Peaks
I
fan.
also talk a lot about Twin Peaks. Has anyone listened to the new album?
No.
I don't even know what you
David
mean.
Lynch and what's her
Oh,
name?
no, I don't care about that.
Oh, that's out already?
I think it is.
I thought I just saw that.
There
Well,
was
I
one
mean-
music video that's out. I don't know if the album's out.
He made the announcement 5 June.
Yeah, the
But I'm
music
pretty sure
video
it's
came
out.
out.
I'm pretty sure the album's out.
Well, why don't you look? Just look it up. I don't know. I'm telling you,
Okay,
The
relax,
information I
relax.
know-
You're stressing me out, dude.
the information I know for sure is the music video that he directed came out on June 5th.
I got 2 half days of school left. Don't stress me out.
Well, while you're getting us the information on that, I'll
Whoa.
move on.
SD is on fire right now with this Suda news. A cooking game from Suda is called
Moving on.
Travis Chowdown.
Oh,
And then he said, so if you had your fill of Suda, are you Suda fed?
Oh. All right, moving on. Mom Brain
Also
chime in with that
used to
answer
cook
whenever you
other
have it.
things, if you're
That's
familiar
enough
with
of
that.
Oh, August 2nd. Cellophane Memories.
show.
August 2nd.
Would-
Just a little
is that
off.
when we're coming home from vacation? That'd
Cellophane
be a nice
Memory sounds like a Suda game or something.
I don't know when we're coming home.
When? August, hey?
August 2nd.
Early.
Late.
August 2nd. It's early in the month. It's the
I
second
thought
day,
you meant
actually.
us for North Carolina.
There's only
It's-
one day before it. It's
That's
pretty
late
early.
for us to be coming home from North Carolina.
Well,
Lego Horizon Adventures, which again was announced at Game Fest. We heard rumors of this game existing. They were confirmed at Game Fest as the first game trailer. It is exactly what it sounds like. The Horizon series, but done in Lego form. But the real shocker was it's coming to Switch. Everybody saw the Switch logo at the end and they were like, holy crap, myself included. So sorry, Xbox fans, you do not get Horizon, but Sony was like, yeah, bring it to Switch. That makes sense. So we're getting a Horizon game.
I wish Dew was here. Probably be a good rumor about something like that.
Oh, well, maybe
Yeah.
you should text them. So yes, that was announced for Switch, and now we got some information from the developers on why it is coming to Switch. Guerilla Games is one of the developers, obviously. They're working with Lego to create this game. Narrative director James Windler talked about the game coming to Switch, and he said,
Jimmy Windler.
quote, "It was just a really unique opportunity for us. It was a natural fit for the ambitions that we had. I keep mentioning it, but we want this to be for everyone. And the Switch is really a platform that allows us to broaden the audience. That ethos goes all the way through the game, from the control schemes, which are quite simple. For example, it works on just a single Joy-Con. And then also the simplification of the story, the lightening of the themes, the humor. It's all part of the same ambition." And they also mentioned that Nintendo has been very supportive of our development on the Nintendo Switch. They're working with Nintendo to make sure it's the best it can be. So the forbidden door, to use a wrestling term, the forbidden door has been opened. Sony has said to Guerilla, yeah, put this sucker on Switch. It makes sense to us. So now Sony and Nintendo are working together.
Well, I'm not going to present it as a rumor. I'm just going to put it out there.
That's true.
I think it would be interesting if Microsoft put out Lego Call of Duty Black Ops.
Oh,
For the Switch.
That makes perfect sense.
You know,
So like
goes along the same thing. It's like we're not going to put our actual mainline games on the Switch because the Switch can't handle it. It's inferior. But we'll put the Lego version.
I wonder if the first Horizon game could work on Switch. I bet somebody could port it over. It won't look as good, obviously, but I bet it could happen.
Shark Attack. What is it? No, Shiver. The company that Nintendo just bought.
Yes.
They'll do it. Why not?
I'm
That's why we
interested
bought them.
In Shark Attack.
Shark.
Their logo
Shark
is a
Attack.
shark fin. Cut me some slack, Jack.
It was a shark fin. It's true. Shark Attack. Well, we'll see. I don't, that's a Nintendo second party now, so I don't know how those situations work. Nintendo could be like, yes, like Sony would have to go to Nintendo and be like, we want Horizon on Switch. And Nintendo could be like, we have a second party that maybe could help, but that ain't gonna happen. So it's still crazy to me that this game is coming to Switch, but in a good way. I'm all about it. Sticer says, agreed. Glad to see publishers break traditional conventions when they think the audience makes sense. Then again, it does come down to where they think they'll be able to make the money. It is also crazy to hear Guerrilla Games be like, we want this game to reach the widest audience possible. Also, that means no Xbox, but Switch. So it's just crazy that a Sony franchise up to this point, made by developers who only make Sony games, is now coming over to the Switch because the developers are like, it just makes sense. Why would we not do this? Of course, we're not going to reach the same amount of people on PlayStation. So I, as a Nintendo fan, love it.
They also want another influence on the Nintendo system, right? Just segue. Just go right into it.
They also want another influence on the Nintendo system.
They want their game involved in another Nintendo franchise.
They want their game involved
look
in
up.
another Nintendo
Scroll
franchise.
Scroll up.
I went to the next story.
Never mind. It's just related. It's so easy.
Oh, all the way up there. Okay.
All the way up there. It's 2 stories.
Yes. Then I'll go right into this one. Guerrilla Games also said they would love for Aloy, the main character of the Horizon franchise, to pop up in Smash Brothers.
I've been calling them out.
Tim Simmons, the franchise development lead at Guerrilla Games, was asked about if this game coming to Switch, Lego Horizon Adventures, could potentially open the door for a Smash Brothers appearance. And Mr. Simmons said, quote, that'd be nice. If you speak to Nintendo and they want to invite us, let us know.
So when I saw that, I thought to myself, Sakurai was like, we're done. Right? No
There's
more.
always going to be another Smash Brothers.
Oh, I guess so. But
yes,
as far as like this round, they're done with adding characters.
This
They're done
wasn't
with
about
adding
Ultimate.
content.
This was about Smash Brothers in general.
Okay.
But yes, there will always be another Smash Brothers. It's not, it's like, Nintendo fans being like, I wonder if there's going to be a new Mario game. Yeah, there's going to be a new Mario game. You just got to wait. Now if Nintendo fans are like, I wonder if there's going to be another Mole Mania. I think you got your answer.
Sakurai's going to do the next one or just supervise?
I wouldn't be surprised if he took on a lesser role at first and then he'd be like, get out of the way. I know what I'm doing. Something like that. And I would also think the next one will probably change up something in a sizable way. What, I don't know. But yes, there will always be another Smash Brothers. I'm sure.
The reason I didn't get Ultimate is because it didn't have
didn't have enough characters.
Well, no, it doesn't really have does it have a story mode like Subspace Emissary?
Doesn't have something to the degree of Subspace Emissary, but it has a longer single player mode than Subspace Emissary.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So the reason I didn't buy this game is I know nothing about it.
I thought it was going to end 2 times before it actually ended.
And I also never really played with anybody on the last one, so I didn't get the new one.
I mean, I played Smash Brothers Ultimate online with Lube and JTS for a while, and then they got mad that I was beating them, and then they stopped playing. So.
I feel like that must have been really a long time ago, because I feel like now JTS wouldn't be like that.
I as far as Smash Brothers goes, I don't know, because we got a sordid history, because it was usually Lube and JTS teaming up against me.
Yeah,
but
I guess
I'm so out of practice with Smash Brothers. Like, my cousins.
I got into playing a little bit
with me. I have no doubt about it.
But that is that fun for you? Like, it's so infrequent that you like. I don't mean that in a rude way. Like, I think that you would enjoy that. Like,
I do
the challenge, because
yes,
without like.
But like, so, I like,
why don't you play with them then?
They're playing like ranked stuff online. I'm not doing any of that.
And that's like something that.
But like going down the shore, like when you go down to North Carolina, would you play with them then?
Most likely not, because I want to like practice before I go. Like I'm going to be a waste.
Would it
of
not
time.
be fun if you just get slaughtered by them?
But think about how
I think it would be. It would be fun for me, but like for them, it's pointless.
But like, they would probably enjoy having you along.
I've done it before, and
so when I've seen them play, I mean, it's we live together a week out of the year. It's almost like it's like casual for them. Like, I would pick up a novel and read for 20 minutes. They're like, oh, we got a little bit of time. Let's throw on a little Smash. Like, and then you watch them play and you're like, oh my God.
Well,
like,
my one cousin in particular,
like the Olympics.
He has played, like he's won some serious stuff, and I really think he could be a pro player. Honest to God, he's
which one?
I'm not gonna say.
Is he supporting the family at this point?
The youngest one.
Yeah.
Is he supporting the family?
In what way?
With his Smash Bros. Winnings?
No, but he does play a lot, and he was playing on the jankiest Pro controller. He had like a Pro controller that he broke his original Pro controller from using it so hard, then bought like a third-party fake replacement, and
Mad Cats.
It was like broken from day one, and he just stuck with it.
He was the youngest sibling, so he's probably used to being given like the crap controller.
Controller, yeah.
That made me who I am today.
Anyway, North America. What do we got this week? Let me tell you. Thank you. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance is available. Remember, the original game is now delisted because you don't need it anymore. Get this one. It's got all the original content and a brand new, I want to say 40-hour storyline, but I think it might be 80. Monster Hunter Stories. Didn't play it on a 3DS? You can play it on a Switch now. Did play it on a 3DS and loved it? You can play it on a Switch now. Oh boy. Lips.
Yeah, is it a capital I?
We'll never know. Arcade Archives Rugrats, not related to the cartoon. BMX Wild Run. Break It. Bug and Seek. Bumper Kitty. Call of Honor, Duty of Warfare, and Battlefront Trench Warriors, Ops of Warfare. 2 in one game. Chopper Strike, Cozy Jigsaw Puzzle, Cybercube, Cyberpunk City Tycoon, Echo Generation. Yes, Nicky Hill?
Never mind.
Sorcerian, that's the PC 8801 Mark II version. Ein's Sword 2. Fit My Zoo. Forest Fantasy. Froggy Bouncing Adventures, Ghost Teen Escape from Limbo, Glyphs of Gitsan, Monolith, Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Quest of Memories, Neon Doctrine's Greatest Hits Volume 1, Neon Noir, Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 in a bundle that gets you them cheaper than if you bought them individually, Paintball King, Rail Break, Railway Islands 2, Tiny Little Farm, and Urban Trace Parkour Simulator Pursuit. Comment from Steister. Enough with North America. What are the next European masterpieces?
That seems like a short list.
I thought so too. I didn't put them together this week. I got the press release.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Well, thank you, Josh.
Maybe like a fart or something after that.
So, looks like this is also a relatively short list. This is the European Switch eShop releases for the week of June 13th, the year of our Lord, 2024. Rocket Knight Adventures Resparked.
The Awesome Possum's back, people.
This is a new game. It says Respark, so it's a re-release,
It's 3 games in one. The original and the so there was the original on Genesis, then there was Sparkster on Super Nintendo and Sparkster on Genesis, but they were different games. So you get all 3 of those games together. I've never played the Super Nintendo Sparkster.
Can I just put something out there?
Hot Summer Juicy Bev.
Possums. I want to love them. I do.
Play
I
Rocket
do.
Knight Adventures.
Opossums.
But when I look at them, there's something about them that I'm like,
the tail. You can't get over the tail.
it's not the tail because I like a good rat.
It's
teeth.
the
The black
It's-
eyes.
No, I think it's the teeth. I think it's and when you see them and they're like, what was that
You
you were
need to-
doing, Nicky? Yeah,
You need to
like
look up
that.
Rocket Knight Adventures because he's real cute.
Yeah, they don't have the social skills, I guess.
They
because
don't have the social skills. It's
they
true.
they want to be endearing and bring you in, but then they look at you with that hey, and you kind of want to run the other way.
No.
Shin Megami Tensei V5, Vengeance. Some say vengeance. Guess what?
We're
You
2
just
games
talked
in.
about it. It's you can get rid of the old one and get the new one. It's got new content. 80
Sure,
hours
I
of
guess
content.
you could get rid of the old
maybe?
one if you want.
Did you
The
just
old
say
one
that?
has been delisted. I said.
Delisted.
You
Gotcha.
cannot get it digitally. They are not making it physically anymore. If you find a physical copy in the wild, then snatch it up.
Yeah. All right. Action Games Bundle. Airhead. Was there a release? There was information about Airhead this week or something? Yes.
Yeah, it came out.
Pentavision's
Yeah.
possum? Yes. See, that's when I'm cool with them. I guess it's when they open their mouth that I have a problem.
Arcade Archives versus Starluster. Estrune Academy. Is this real? Call of Honor,
Yeah, I read
Duty
it too.
of Warfare, and Battlefront Trench Warriors, Ops of Warfare. Okay. Counterforce, Tactical Warfare. Craft Archaeology Simulator, Pyramid to Polar. Delivery Drop. Sorcerian. Is that what we're going with? That's the egg console.
Anyone you said is
PC
fine.
8801 20 whatever. Yeah. At Mark II SR 3D3. Forest Fantasy, Froggy Bouncing Adventures, Hentai Games Collection.
There you
Hello.
Nicky Hill doesn't need the collection because he already has them all individually.
Kids, hide your parents. Hidden Cats in Paris. Kamaru. Is that a frog refugee? Frog refuge? Refuge? I don't know. Is this about a frog or about the place?
There's only one E there, so
Yeah, but sometimes there's typos.
it's true. I'll blame Nintendo Jam. He's correct this time.
A frog refuge. Lessons learned. Oh, every day. Monolith.
Lesson learned.
Okay, another one. Case in
You
point.
learned a lesson right now.
Monolith. Monster Hunter Stories. Sit down and tell you my stories. Nora. the Wannabe Alchemist, or is it supposed to be Wannabe?
I'm gonna guess that's supposed to be wannabe.
I don't know. Alchemist and Mosaic Chronicles Deluxe.
That was a raw dad sound.
Paintball King. Path to Purge. Puzzle Box Animals. Roxy Raccoons. Pinball Panic. There's a lot of pinball. No, paintball and pinball. My bad. Shopping Clutter. Halloween Mystery. Right on time. Perfect for the season.
Yeah, they sent me this press release, and I was like, "There's one that they're missing here."
Yeah. So there's Shopping Clutter Spring Blossom and Shopping Clutter Winter Break. So we can all guess what's missing.
Yeah,
The one that's actually right in time for the season.
I don't get it.
Maybe that'll come out next week.
Although to be fair, it is still spring. They got the spring one out now. So
Sociable Soccer 24. Quit talking down there on the pitch and start playing some soccer. Am I right? Is that how we quit yapping and start kicking? Tiny Little Farm, Willy's Wonderland, the game, which also is strange to me that that's coming out now. The movie's been out for what, like 2 or 3
good
years.
Games take a long time.
And Zonix. Steister has a comment. Says Nicky Hill, Decimos tu nobre.
There you go. Thank you, Steister.
Sorry for my accent.
Sorry
for everything.
Skip this one and go to the next top one.
Why?
Because we're saving that one for last because it's fun. Final Fantasy XIV's director says they would love to bring the game to the Switch's successor. This person, whose name we all know, but just in case you forgot, I'll tell you, is Naoki Yoshida, has talked about bringing Final Fantasy XIV to the Switch in the past. Not saying it was happening, but saying, like, I would love to do it. That'd be great. But unfortunately, it never came to be. So now focus shifts over to the Switch's successor. And Mr. Yoshida was asked, would you bring the game to the Switch's successor? And here's what they said. Quote, my dream or goal for more than 10 years at this point is for players to be able to play Final Fantasy XIV regardless of device and be able to access the servers and go in and access the same world. We've been talking for years to bring the game on the Xbox platform, and so, of course, we would love to have our title available on the Nintendo platform. And we do want to continue our efforts, but it did take a lot of time. With Xbox, we literally have talked for years, and now it's finally come to fruition. We will try our best and continue to work hard, and it can and to continue our efforts. Let's go with that. Eventually, it will be cool. Something that we would love to sort of explore and make a reality one day. So not official, but the desire is there. Obviously, bringing it to the Switch's successor would greatly lessen the technical hurdles that would need to be overcome to get the game to run. So I'm sure that would be a better landing place for the game in general. Hopefully, this does come about. I know people greatly enjoy Final Fantasy XIV. And I would give it a shot. I've actually come close to giving it a shot now. I just haven't gotten around to it. So if it showed up on the Switch's successor, I'll be there. There you go. And then our final top story, one of my favorites. Mom Brain will remember this story because I'll let you tell the story. It's about the Switch game Smuggler.
The Smuggler.
So based on, I mean, I didn't read the whole story. I just got the...
I just meant like our interaction.
Oh, well, you were like... A lady stole how many?
350.
I'm talking about, you don't remember our interaction?
And did I say something about putting them? No, I don't remember.
No, you were in the tub and I was talking to you and we were just hanging out. And like, I got a notification on my phone about a weird story.
Yeah. So I had, was it yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was like a really, really, really long day. Like, it just was a long day. So I was in the bathtub and we're just chatting. And he's like, well, I have to go now. I have some important news I have to cover. And I was like, you're leaving like right now? I thought we were having a nice time. He goes, yeah, some lady smuggled 300 and something Switch games in her bra. And he just walks out. And I was like, you're doing the Lord's work out there.
Yeah.
Great job.
I got up and like ran to the office. I was like, I gotta cover this. Mm-hmm. So yes, a woman who was, let me get this right. She was leaving Hong Kong to travel back to China, and customs stopped her because she was acting weird, and she looked a little weird too. She's being a little cagey, and something wasn't quite right about her outfit. So the customs agents took her in for an inspection, and that's when I found out she was smuggling 350 Switch game cards in her bra.
That's uncomfortable.
And we have a blurred photo of the woman with all the
Atta girl.
game cards and everything. And yes, I did my due diligence. This is a true story. I looked as far as everything I could find. It is a true story. So, the value of the game card collection she had on her was roughly $10,000. Now, here's the thing.
Hey, she paid for it. Let her carry him the way she wants.
She's got Hooter Madness.
Hooter Madness. What did I put as the byline for this story?
I can't wait.
Just one word. Busted.
I thought maybe like
busted, baby.
Bazooms, but busted is so good. You're so good.
Thank you. In China, quote, hiding, disguising, concealing declarations, false declarations, or other means, transporting, carrying, or mailing goods that are prohibited or restricted from entry or exit by the state, end quote, can get you in trouble.
I mean,
but as far as we know, Switch games don't fall into that category. So what she was doing is trying to avoid the tax you have to pay to bring them over, which would, it's going to be a decent chunk of change, but not as much as the fine she will have to pay now. So if she does get the fine and doesn't get jail time, and it's not considered prohibited goods or restricted goods, as long as she just gets the fine, it'll be triple what she would have had to pay normally if she just was like, I got these games, I got to pay for them. So we'll find out. I'll keep track of the story and let you know what happens. But yeah, she had some business to do with Switch games, I guess.
Yeah.
You look like you had something to say, Nicky.
I don't remember. Oh, I don't think it's a long flight. Where was she going from?
Hong Kong to China.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how long of a flight she had, but there's no way she's really going to be playing 350 games.
Yeah, maybe one for each nipple you could get away with and be like, I will play both of these games on the trip.
There's only so much time in the air. I like to bring my Switch and I like to play stuff, but like two maybe. Like
I know women hide. Well, I guess hide. I know women carry things in their bras. We have a few friends who carry things in their bras, but to this degree, no.
I've a couple of times I've carried. No, I don't think so.
A gun.
Crumbs though, maybe. I've carried money in a bra a few times. One time at Drop's bachelorette party, I had everybody's cash to pay the limo driver, and I was too intoxicated to remember that I had stuffed it in my bra. So I don't remember how he got paid, but he got paid. And then when I went to go get changed later, all this money came out of my bra, and I was like, "You guys, there was so much money in my bra." And occasionally I'll stick my phone. If I don't have pockets, I'll stick my phone in there, but I don't make it a habit. Because
But how many Switch games have you tried to smuggle?
None. And if you tried to smuggle them under like your scrot, would it taste bitter? Do you remember that thing where people were dipping their balls in soy sauce? And they could taste soy sauce in their mouth?
Bringing it back. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's not true to begin with.
No? Can you do that for science?
Can
you guys put
Switch game card on my nutsack and tell you if I can taste it?
Yeah.
Sure. Not right now.
That sounds like a rap song, like a cartridge on my nutsack and tell you if I taste it.
It's not a cartridge, thank you. It's a game card.
350 though. That is a lot.
Yeah, girl.
It's a lot of games.
And
people say Switch has no games.
It could have also been like 200 of one game, right?
I mean, I was just going with the joke.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm not sure I could put 350 in my pockets. Like, I don't know. I think we need security guards at the entrance of every game store and every Victoria's Secret, and we need to keep track of all of the people going into Victoria's Secret and then later going into the game stores.
There's one thing we need to do. It's to regulate women's bodies more. I think we can all agree on that.
Well, I mean, we're all very hysterical and can't be trusted.
It's true. Thank God. Please calm down, Aubrey. Calm down.
Okay.
Human Fart says not sure.
What would I do without you to tell me what to do?
Human Fart says not sure that was the best way to smuggle those in. I'm going to continue. PT says, unfortunate she was caught in a booby trap. I only hope she was going after first party games. They're the tits. Aussie McBucket said busted. PC2 says, I missed the part where it said game cards and thought she was smuggling the boxes too. I was like, dang, how well endowed is this woman?
They're like real lifted up because she's got them underneath.
Conan Giga says, almost missed this story. Got to keep abreast with the news.
I was just going to say something about that.
I hope she can get this whole mess off her chest. Then I can send her a card that says, breast wishes. Move on and forget about tit.
Yeah,
you guys are good. That's your top stories for the week, my friends.
I'm shocked that she fit all that in there.
Lady from Bridgerton could probably do it, right?
Ooh, she's got a
she's stacked.
set.
No,
Holy
but like,
cow.
so somebody wearing her brassiere, right? Is that?
Huh?
Like, you need somebody who doesn't have the filling.
You need some filling to keep things in there. You don't want to, like an F size
350.
It's a lot, I know.
Even with
they noticed she had an ill-fitting top.
Yeah.
And Nicola Coughlan, have you seen? She looks like one of those like beautiful statues, like marble statues.
You heard it here.
I don't know.
Beautiful statue out of this one's mouth.
Beautiful like
statue.
Beautiful, like women.
Statue lover.
I mean, that statue I'd like. She looked great.
What we played, my brain. What have you been playing?
1000 Resist.
Have you really though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, talk about it.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you something.
I have weird dreams when I play it at night before bed because my head's trying to make sense of stuff. I don't want to talk too much about plot, right? Because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But there are a couple of things I've said to Ramit. I've been like, I'm so worried that I'm not going to be smart enough to like understand the story that it's telling me.
That you're saying that.
And he always says that. I hate that you're saying that. So, and what I really mean when I say that is like, because I get so nervous when I'm playing games that I'm not going to be good at the game.
The game.
I think I miss like really important like plot points. So at least in this situation, it's not like there's these like crazy scary boss fights that I have to worry about, right? It's pretty simple. But even just understanding some of the like, I don't even know the word for it. Just like the way games work. Like sometimes I miss out on things because I don't think the way games work. I'm better than I used to be.
What is in this that is game-esque that you're? I'm confused on it.
Well, just like some of the like exploring and the like. I think you have just a general like feel for like the limits of a video game, and I don't. So I'm like, there's probably a corner I never looked in.
Well, in this
like,
game, like you open up the menu and it's like you got two options, and it'll be like. Main objectives, speak to Fixer, side objectives, talk to everybody else in the garden.
Yeah.
And then you just go talk.
So, but even so, like something simple, like we were talking and Ramit was like, oh, have you been to your room? And I'm like, no, I haven't. I kind of just gave up looking for it thinking it wasn't there. And he's like, no, it's there. So, it's just like simple things like that I like probably miss. And that's okay. So the story, there are a couple of theories I have about what's going on. I have shared them with Ramit, who of course has been very good about not spoiling. He just listens. I really enjoy the way the story is told. You do these, like you go in communion with like different characters. And every time you're in communion, it's a different experience. Like you're getting more of the story, but you don't experience it in the same way, which I really like because I think there's like 3 or 4 different times you're in communion. So it could get like boring if it's like it was the same style, but it's not. It's different every time. And it's not because I'm a teacher and because I'm like super interested in like the craft of like education.
Hi, Laxter.
I think it's just such a cool way to showcase that there are so many different ways that you can convey information and story through words and games. Like, it's just such an interesting, in the world we live in, right? People are looking for more and more like interactive experiences and interesting, like what we need to keep our interest gets bigger and bigger as time goes on, right? Because we're so used to like being entertained all the time. So I think it's really cool the way that this game, it's telling a story, right? There's not like a whole lot of action, but yet you're like excited for all the to like find out what's happening next and how they're going to present it to you next. Like, it's delightful.
Well, I'm because I'm a reader now. It's like a good book. You're like, when the chapter ends, you're like, oh, I don't want to stop here. I want to see what happens. I want to keep going.
Is
Yeah.
that what it's like for readers?
That
I'm a reader now.
oh, well, that's why I was saying it like that.
Oh,
'cause
here
there's
we
no
go.
There's no other way to say it other than sounding like uppity.
So again, and I've been playing it mostly handheld.
Oh yeah, you played a little.
I
bit.
played a
Okay.
little bit on the TV. It's a one of a kind experience. The ambiance is awesome. It has so much to offer. And again, I'm not like a super, I don't play a lot of games. I do read a lot of books. I love a good story, and I think this would be like a fantastic. Well, it's weird, right? Like for people who are into like really just more mainstream stuff, like this might be a little bit weird. But like if you've got someone in your life who doesn't play games but is really interested in like sci-fi or mystery, like this would be an awesome thing to introduce them to. Like,
It is
what-
mature though,
is it?
right? I think when you
It's
go
gotta
to
be
the
mature.
website, you
There's-
have to put in your
There's blood
birthday and
and-
stuff.
Yeah, there's no like sex or anything, but
Oh, yeah.
there's.
Damn it, I
it's
was hoping.
I
blood.
just because
I mean, you don't see sexual acts.
So I just
oh, do we hear them? Sometimes that's even better.
your mother.
oh, there's cursing, says Backseat Studios.
Cursing, yeah.
So I just think it's an incredible. It's like a master class in storytelling, because it's using all the elements
I agree.
of a video game. Like, I can't imagine this story being told in any other way.
I could, but it wouldn't be as good.
Right, right.
It's using.
So it's been a really, really great experience for me. I'm actually like,
Rated mature.
I think I'm on chapter
6.
6 out of 10. So I'm like, right on the cusp of starting to like put some things together. And I'm really going to be sad when it's over, because I think it's been such a cool.
I mean,
and like you said, like, what do you play after that?
I
Like,
still am sad.
Yeah.
You got a good chunk left though. You got
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours, so you got plenty. 10% off until the 20th. That makes it $18.
also, I saw Laxter saying about the main complaint with the Nitro deck being that the right thumbstick placement makes your hand cramp easily. I play on it pretty exclusively. I have not had my thumbs cramp up. I find it to be much more comfortable than playing it with the Joy-Con connected. I think because the Nitro deck's so fat that it gives you like something better to grasp on.
I replied to Laxter and said the deck plus, the new one, has shifted to symmetrical sticks rather than offset sticks.
Also, if you'll notice, it has a kickstand on the back, and you can actually, I've played where like I have the kickstand out and it's like resting on like a pillow on my lap, so it takes a little bit of the weight. It's not heavy, I don't think. But that does make a little bit of a difference. But it's so like fat that you like, I don't know.
It
you,
looks
like,
almost
grasp it.
like similar layout, I guess, to the Wii U, but it's also
let's not say that.
why?
Bad luck. No, I'm joking.
But
They're
it
doing
it
great.
does look like it's a more substantial grip than the Wii.
The kickstand.
No, the actual unit. It looks like the Wii U tablet. Like the layout.
Oh,
I remember the layout of the Wii U was very similar, and it was for long periods of play, like it was, I guess, a little bit uncomfortable or something. But where you're actually gripping, this feels like it's a little bit thicker than the Wii U even was, maybe. But that's been years, and I don't know
Feels
what I'm
good.
talking
It
about.
feels really good in your hands.
Feels good, man.
I like that it's like it's got some like what stippling or something here, so there's like a
Uh-huh.
bit of a texture.
I will occasionally, if you flip it around, you see those buttons on the back. You can map those buttons, I think, however you want. I occasionally whack them while I'm playing.
I would too.
Yeah, but it's never.
it's
caused
also
an
like you
issue
have to
for me.
train yourself. Hey, Raw Meat, do you know about people using a claw grip or something?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
old
that's
people.
for the.
Sure.
Isn't that? Aren't there people who use that for like
For like
what's the one
Fortnite
where
and
you go
stuff.
where you go fast?
Sonic?
Oh, boy,
Through a game.
This is amazing. Speed running.
Speed running. Yeah, they
The
use like a.
Well, that's different from like playing standards.
I know a younger bloke who was talking about like he plays some games like this or something like that, where like he's not using his thumb on the thumbstick, he's using his pointer and he's like playing that way or something like that. I don't know.
Not,
don't know if it's in
not the
Fortnite.
intended way, but whatever works for you.
Apparently it's a thing because I'm sure he didn't make it up. He saw other streamers playing games that way and like. But I was just saying because like
I've seen
to use the buttons on the back, it would take years for me to get comfortable with using my fingers down here while I'm still trying to hold the system in my hands and
Well, they're
everything.
just there to
And-
do what the other face buttons do. If you wanted a different placement, you
No,
don't
I
have to
know,
use
but
them.
I'm just saying it's the same thing with using the shoulder buttons. Like I have a hard time playing those because I want to hold something this way, but to use those shoulder buttons, you got to get those fingies up top, and I can't. Like I play this way, and then I have to like reach up and around to access those buttons. Usually, so Mom Brain. What else have you been playing, or you?
I
were you
think a
still talking
little
about that?
Penny
I'm
and
sorry.
Flow, and that's it. But I highly, highly, highly recommend. I actually wish I had like a long flight or a car ride where you could
where I
just
could smuggle switch
where
games.
I could just sit and play that.
North Carolina.
Well, maybe. Well, put the car in autopilot.
Yeah.
Do you know I got yelled at by the car? I got a strike for
Driving too fast.
no.
Not having your hands on the wheel.
I was using autopilot, not like full self-driving, and I was like it was in the afternoon. It was the day I went to the graduation and I was checking my work email and I had to reply and the car was like, "All right, you get 4 more times to be this inattentive and then you won't have self-driving anymore." And I was like, "All right, got it."
Don't lose it before North
Why?
Carolina.
Why are you doing that?
I didn't realize I was like
No. Yeah. Why? Why are you on your phone at all?
I had to send an email for
No,
work.
no. Pull over.
Yeah.
You're 42 years old. You know this. Pull over.
But it was on self-driving. It wasn't
I
like
don't care.
Oh,
Pull
yeah,
over.
All right.
Jesus, I'm gonna have to send you the infomercials or
Listen, she's still
the
good about
commercials
it.
they
Like
they
she's
send
not.
in,
She's not just being disrespect, like or irresponsible.
I don't want her to be good about it. I want her to not.
No,
do
I'm
it.
saying she's still a responsible person. There are people who are completely taking advantage of these things. I feel like
a responsible person does not do it.
I'm just saying this shouldn't be an option in general.
What?
Cars driving themselves, like
I
Well,
think
that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about her not paying attention while she's driving, and you should pay.
yes.
I can't believe I have to tell you keep your eyes on the road.
Well, the really bad road signs around here that are like they try to be like clever,
Oh,
you know,
Road
on the
work
highways.
ahead.
Sure hope it does. There's one that I just saw today that said Baywatch the road, no
Nice.
texting and driving this summer, and I was like, that's bad.
I
That's
s-
really
I mean,
bad.
they're all.
Well, they're
they,
there for you
this
because you're looking at
state
your phone.
has spent
Elon Musk
how
was
many-
watching the road for me.
the state has spent how many million? Yeah, every one of those like every Tesla has a driver in a different country watching your feed and controlling it for you with a control stick. You
This
know that,
sounds
right?
like something millions of people on Facebook believe.
But the reality is the state has spent how many millions? Like I don't even know. I'm not going to guess, but millions of dollars putting all those signs up on all of our major roads just to have puns. change it out with multiple puns. I mean, I love a good pun, but I guess those are just placeholders, right? For like when there's a real emergency. But like,
I guess. But didn't they have to take a bunch down once upon a time because they were so clever, but people were
They're
so
distracting.
busy reading them? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I saw the one where it was like sunscreen, check, seatbelt, check, something else, check. And like that's all it said. And it's like, cool. We're going into this weekend prepared for full safety. I don't know.
What's more dangerous? A not funny sign or a lady who is on her phone while she's driving?
When you're looking at the sign and somebody slams on the brakes ahead of you, but you're looking at that sign,
I mean,
that's equally as dangerous.
Are
because
we
it's
really
there.
going to devil's advocate this?
I know.
Roads have signs.
Yeah.
Look at sign.
No, but they don't all change. Like I also am not a big fan of
Digital billboards.
the billboards because they cycle
This was
through.
coming.
They cycle through, and if you don't look at it, then you're going to miss the information for the one that you want to see. What am I going to do? Pull over in front of a digital billboard
out
and
of
wait?
this conversation. I'm done.
Yeah, you are out of the conversation because you don't drive anywhere.
I get too distracted.
It's true.
Nicky Hill, what have you been playing?
I don't know. Solitaire and my brain thing. I missed a day.
My brain thing.
Yeah, it's
I play my brain thing.
it's working real good. Like,
job.
it's not helping me at all. I haven't progressed.
I've been playing my brain thing and I forgot to play it.
And I missed a day. I had a busy day, and I didn't sit down to do it because, the only time that I could have done it without any distraction was when I was driving. And I blew it. I had like 38 days or 30 something days in my streak, and now I'm at 2. Real proud of me.
Hey, 2's still a streak.
That's right.
Yeah, I got 2 of them in my underwear as we speak.
Oh dear.
That's it. Oh, but I did want to say I watched. Can I talk? I know we'll talk
Sure.
about it after the fact.
Okay.
What have you been playing?
We'll talk about it after.
Josh.
Thanks. Very cool.
All right, Josh. Sounds good. What have you?
Call of
Oh,
Duty, bro.
oh. Well, I guess he doesn't have a Switch, huh? Or maybe he has a Switch, but he's playing it on the Xbox, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What have you been playing? Raw Meat.
Josh seems like the kind of guy that just uses emulators.
I asked a question.
Did
Can we
you know
please
you
move it
can
along?
Play Tetris for free on Tetris.com.
I did know that, Josh.
Yeah, I've
thank
heard
you.
of that
Did
before.
you know you can win money
yeah.
just for playing Tetris?
$5,000 is on the line.
Tonight in Tetris prime time.
That,
Why would
I
you
don't
say
know if that's
that?
still happening, but thanks for the info.
Yeah, I should check so we can make sure that that's still
Moving
happening.
on. And,
Yeah, that's right. Moving on.
And George is still playing Lime a Lime.
What have I been playing? Thanks for asking, Nicky Hill. I have been playing Fortnite as usual. Had some really great games this week. My God. Some really exciting ones, some crazy ones, some wild stuff happened in the games. Just a week full of really fun, crazy games. That this season has been the craziest of them all, which I've said. But this week just really amped things up. And now we got the guitar in there, the traversal guitar, and we got the tow hook that you can shoot into the back of cars. And man, so much fun. I'm also playing Echo Generation, which I'm playing for review, and I'm not allowed to talk about it. Do I think that's a bit silly? Yes, because the game's already out on other systems, but I don't make the rules, so I can't talk about it. I played more Master Key, which is the game that is like Zelda.
Why don't you get a key then?
Except it's got more involved puzzles, and it's like 2-bit or 1-bit, whatever you want to call it. And I'm really liking it. There's been some really great brain teasers when it comes to block pushing puzzles. And it's like block layouts you've seen in games before, but the puzzles, the way they're built, I'm like, man, I don't know that I've ever seen a block puzzle handled like this before. Some stuff that's really been like head scratching worthy. Fun areas to explore, plenty of hidden secrets. Lots of cool abilities that you get, lots of stuff that you've used in Zelda games, but still, there's some new stuff in there too. My only complaint is that I think the game goes out of its way to not use language. So, like when you are talking to someone, they'll have a speech bubble, and it'll be like two emojis or like two little pictures above their head, and sometimes you're like, it'll be like five emojis. It'll be like number 20, arrow, smiley face, another arrow, number 15, and I'm like, I get what you're saying here with this, but is one line of dialogue really going to be that bothersome? I don't know. But outside of that, really enjoying the game. If you're into Zelda style, old school Zelda style games, so top down Zelda with puzzles and combat, then I would heavily recommend you check this out. I also started playing the demo for The Big Catch. I've been really excited about The Big Catch. It's a game where you play as some kind of creature. It's a 3D platformer, but you got all kinds of ways of moving around, and you have a fishing rod that you use to like connect to cliffs to climb up, and you go fishing with to collect fish to like gain access to items, and you can lure in enemies and use it like a zip line. It's really, really cool. It has the game's not out yet, just the demo. The demo has a special name too. The demo is only on Steam right now. So because I've been so excited for this game, I got the demo, and I still got a lot more to do in the demo. But what I've done so far, I really like. I feel like I haven't come to grips with the controls yet. Like there's so many things you can do. I feel like I'm still learning them, but I'm not like fumbling around. I'm just like, I know I'm not using my moveset to the best of its abilities, but I am greatly enjoying it. I love the look of the game, the vibe. Like there's lots of pinks and purples and blues and dark blues, and like sun rays cutting through. It's really cool looking game. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to play it on my laptop, because I played it on my desktop, and my desktop is ancient. And I know this is a game that looks like a PS1 game, but obviously the tech behind it is more advanced than that. So my desktop was having legit trouble playing this game. I had to turn off a whole bunch of graphics options. I was like, well, I'm going to sync my save on Steam, and then I'll go play it on my laptop. So that's the plan. But I'm very excited for The Big Catch. I love 3D platformers, and this demo is very promising. And then the only other thing I'm playing is actually thanks to the developers of 1000 Resist. They on Twitter they took part in a little trend on Twitter that was like somebody was talking about like indie movie pairings. Like what two indie movies could you see back to back that would really go well with one another, complement one another? And then game people started co-opting that and doing it with games. And one of the developers of 1000 Resist shared two games, and I forget what the one was because it was a game I already knew about. But they also showed a game called Perfect Tides. And obviously, I'm a huge fan of 1000 Resist, and I was like, what is this Perfect Tides? If they're recommending it, I need to look. So I looked it up and watched the trailer, and I tweeted them, the developer, and I was like, I forget what I said, but basically it was like, this is awesome. I'm getting this tonight. I'm definitely buying this game. It's another narrative adventure, but it's done in the style of it's exactly like Willy Beamish. Exactly. So like down to like the point and click interface. You use your scroll wheel on your mouse to pick between the pointer finger or the speech bubble or the eyeball to look at things, and you go in your inventory and you click on things to use them on things, blah, 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 blah. So it's that kind of interface. But it's even got the visuals of Willy Beamish, as in like the characters are all hand drawn and animated in that very like mid 90s PC way, and I love that style of animation. I really like that. So that's how the game plays as far as adventures go. So it's like an old school adventure game on the PC. And the story is about like I'm only like an hour and a half in. I didn't have a ton of time to play it, but it's about this young girl who lives on this island. That's like when it's not summertime, the island's pretty much dead because tourists aren't there. And it's about her life on the island, her growing up. She's 15 going on 16. And it's about her like coming to grips with who she is and what life is about and her friends and relationships and her family and all that stuff. Again, only an hour and a half in, but boy, do I love it. I've talked plenty of times on the show about Willie Beamish and how much I enjoyed that game from my childhood and how I wish that game would have a chance to live on today with a remake or something. I wouldn't personally get it, but I would love to see it out there because I feel like a lot of people don't know about Willie Beamish. You can get the original game on Good Old Games, but I wish it was on more platforms. But for someone like me who loves Willie Beamish, this game, Perfect Tides, is right up my alley in a gameplay perspective, or from a gameplay perspective. But storyline wise, yes, I'm extremely intrigued. And I don't know that I've ever felt a stronger sense of nostalgia with a game, because though even the sound, everything down to the sound design is so of that era. And there's just like minimal sound effects and then like very mid 90s computer style music, like MIDI music. And then there's just like moments of silence and big like vistas to look at and big text boxes to read through that are very descriptive. It's just, man, it's so evocative of that era. Again, very much in particular Willie Beamish. I know there's other games, but boy, am I enjoying it. And I really liked what I played so much that I stopped where I did because I was tired and I was like, I don't want to do this and like not fully pay attention to it. So I plan on going back to it this weekend, but really enjoying it. It's only on PC. I believe you can get it on Steam for sure. I believe you can get it through itch.io as well. And it was like $12 or something like that. Came out in 2022 and a sequel has been kickstarted successfully. So a sequel is in the works. And it's a multi-award winner too.
Perfect Tides.
Perfect Tides.
Sequel.
Oh, didn't even think of that. So I never heard of this game. I don't know how it escaped my my ever watchful eye when it comes to video games, but I hadn't heard of it. I didn't know anything about it. So thanks to the 1000 Resist team for bringing it to everyone's attention. And on top of that, this Monday, we will be sharing our interview with the 1000 Resist developers. I have the interview questions back. We are good to go. So we will have all kinds of insight on 1000 Resist that I don't believe you've seen anywhere else. At least some of it I don't believe you have. So look forward to that. Obviously, I am very excited to share that because I'm eager to spread the word on this game in any way I can. So we'll be sharing that Monday. That's that. Let's do some questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com. They give me about Nintendo, video games in general, or whatever the hell you want.
Whoa.
Rosemary the Farmer sent a question.
Ooh.
And they ask, I saw the new Dr. Pepper coconut flavor in grocery store yesterday, and I thought of you guys. So on the subject, what's the best or worst if you prefer alternate flavor thing you've tried so far? Somehow the Grey Poupon pretzel ice cream from Van Leeuwen fits both best and weirdest for me. Not my favorite flavor, but it kind of worked. First things first, coconut, Dr. Pepper. What is it, creamy coconut?
I think so.
Hunted it down.
And
I wanted it so bad, hunted it down.
And
one of my favorite flavors of a soda.
The story of you having not enough money when you went in to get it.
So I went in. We went to the local supermarket, one that we don't usually go to, and I was like, "Ma Brain, you can sit in the car. I'm gonna run in to get it." I was like, "I got what? I had $10."
I had a 10. Yeah.
Oh my!
So I was like, $10. I go in there. It was whatever. I found the soda, and it was like 9 and change. I was like, "Okay, I'm good."
Oh my god!
So I go run up. I wait in line. The lady's like, "I'll take you up here." I go up there. I go to pay, and it was 1 penny more than what I had. And I was like, and like everybody in line is, and I'm like, and I go to the lady. "I'm so sorry. I gotta go to the car. I'll be right back." And I ran out of the store. She was like, "Oh, it's okay." And I like ran out of the store and I ran over to the car to Mom Brain. I was like, "Mom Brain, I need a penny. Everybody in the store is looking at me, and I'm holding up the whole line. I didn't have enough money to get this." Mm-hmm. And Mom Brain's like, all right, I got it. So then I got the money and I had to run back in, and I was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, it's okay, it's totally fine. But I was so embarrassed. But they cracked that open in the car, and it was delicious.
I just went to a store the other day. I don't remember where I was, and I was surprised, like when the person at the
surprise
the register or whatever told me it was $1 more than what I thought it was, because I was just like, I'm oblivious to the world, and I'm not paying attention to many things, or I'm not fully receiving it. And she said it was $1 more. And I was like, oh, really? And I gave her my money and she gave me the $1 back because I thought it was cheaper, as if like I'm only buying this because it's, $4.50. Not, she gave me $1 back. And I was like, okay. And then I left and I was like, I should have given her the $1. Like she should have just kept the $1 for herself if that's how it's going to be. Like,
what
I don't
is
know
going on?
why she did that, but you got like they wouldn't have sold it to you because of the penny. Like that was holding everything up.
She should not have sold it to me. It's not her. She's doing her job. It's not her fault.
I know, but it's a penny, and I thought they usually have like a tray of like take a penny.
Well,
leave a
she
penny
wasn't
sort of
at
thing.
like, so I was at a line for a regular checkout and it was jam packed. And she was at like the little customer service thing. And she was like, you can come over here. I'll help you over here. So she wasn't at the usual till. She's at the little gun thing. But
like,
anyway, embarrassing, but well worth it because that flavor was delicious.
It's just a shame.
Love it.
I think that like.
Oh, by the way, I had the diet version, not the regular version.
But yeah.
Okay, so the question
There's a lot of alternate flavors these days, right?
what's the best or worst if you prefer alternate flavor thing? The Pop Rocks Oreos were surprisingly good. I didn't think they would be, but they were good. What did we get recently that you thought was gross and I loved?
A lot of things.
It's true.
I have something.
Go ahead.
Well, first off, cola related. I think I'm
Okay.
Standard flavors, black cherry, always go for it.
Mhm.
Coke or Pepsi, wild cherry or cherry Coke,
Gotta get him a glass of that.
always
stuff.
go for those.
The Walmart
but-
juice.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how popular this is, but the
Urine.
the Coke, the spiced Coca-Cola.
Well, that's a regular flavor for them now. So that's
Is it
kind of-
regular?
Yes.
I thought it was only for
no,
like.
they officially added it to their
Oh,
line. I was
really?
just reading about
So I
it.
guess it is popular. I
It's
saw people
popular.
commenting saying like, "This is disgusting. It's the worst." But
It's funny. I just read
something
it this
about
week.
it, and I've been getting like the Coke Zero version of it, so I haven't tried the full flavor because all those other flavor variations, like the 3000 or all that stuff, they taste very different. The Zero and the full sugar, but I like the spiced one. I do.
I like spice too.
But that's kind of taken over for me. But lately, I had gotten 2 cases a couple weeks ago. I got 2 cases of that and 2 cases of the Sprite Chill. I
like the chill.
So, like, of course, I
Democratic.
get 2 cases of Coca-Cola spiced or spiced Coca-Cola.
Light.
And of course, after I have 2 cases sitting in my house, I'm like, I don't know if I'm liking this right now. Like, there's a pairing thing. If you eat it with the right food, it tastes even better. But yeah, so that kind of has replaced cherry Coke for me right now. But the other thing that's, I guess it's a limited flavor, are those Ruffles, man. Those lime jalapeno Ruffles.
Man, are they good?
Mhm.
Man,
and I
are
went to
they
the
good.
store.
I agree. I love a good.
That's
lime
right,
chip.
George.
Yeah,
They
George.
those do you proud. They're spreading the gospel for you.
But
Amen. And I'll lime you.
I went to the store. Every time I go to a grocery store, I go down the chip aisle and I take a look, and I wasn't seeing it for a while. And I went to the store the other day and I called Raw Meat and I said, I'm coming with a bag of the chips.
And then
I
Mom
found the
Brain, and I was like, "Thanks for telling me. I
lime
can
jalapeno
I can
chips.
allot for my calories." And then Mom Brain was like, "I got you Pizza Hut."
Yeah.
Well, come on. What was the thing I ate recently?
Well, the Trader Joe's vegan pepperoni,
That was
I would
today.
eat like fried, but the texture said bologna to me in a way that was intolerable. Like it was like floppy.
I always say
foamy.
I haven't been able to find any good vegan pepperoni. She got the Trader Joe's one today. I tried it. Texture wise, it's wrong, but flavor wise, I was like, "Ooh."
But if you put that on top of a frozen pizza
Yes.
and cooked it and it got crispy, I think you'd be okay.
I thought it had like, I thought it was like a sausage, like a cured sausage that you slice for like a charcuterie or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I should have paid attention because it was on a different display. And it was at like a specialty store, like a big grocery store, but like one that's not available like all around.
Landis?
Anyway,
The Landis.
Oh, I didn't say.
I
what
thought
was
it
gonna say.
had fig flavor somehow, like infused in with the meat or
It's
something.
pig flavor.
No, it's I don't know if it's full vegan, but there's no meat. It is like a fig jam
Oh.
in a solid log that you slice it.
Yeah.
But when I got home and I sliced it and I ate it, I was like, this isn't like a.
Yeah, what
this
you're-
is. I thought I was expecting like
scary.
I was just like, whoa, what the
That's
heck
a
is
wild
this?
experience when you are looking at something and you're going to eat it and you have in your mind what you think it's going to taste like,
Yeah.
and you screw
And it
something
was-
up like that and you eat it and you're like, what's happening?
I thought it was
What's
gonna have
Yeah.
like a sweeter element to
Sure.
infused with the meat,
You're
and it was
expecting
just
cured meat taste.
and it was just full on hard fig jam stuff, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like
which
this.
is a great idea, right? If you're gonna
If you're
slice a
expecting
hunk
it.
off, right? Was it something from H Mart?
We've tried a lot of things from H Mart.
I'm wondering if
but
it
What
wasn't-
did I have at H Mart that you wouldn't like? We liked everything. It's driving me nuts. I know I had the caramel and cheese popcorn together, and I really liked it. Oh, speaking of that, variations.
Chicago mix.
I just had Sandwiches of History on TikTok. Love that guy. Barry, I don't remember his last name. He's also on YouTube. The H stands for hentai, of course.
I think
My
it's-
product. Sandwiches of History. It's a guy that tries old recipes for sandwiches to see if they're any good. Fascinating guy, really fun to watch. And it's like he doesn't drag anything out. It's like, here's the recipe. I'm gonna make it. It's made. I eat it. This is how it is. Love that guy. He did one that was something his friend does, and he's like, let me try it. And he also pluses up things, as in he picks something else to add in that he thinks might make it better. I'm getting an ocular migraine. I'm sorry. I feel fine. My vision is all screwed up.
Do you want me to put a Ubrelvy up your butt?
No, I'm fine. I'm looking at Nicky Hill and it's like in the middle of his face.
Away.
Yeah, it'll like blow out through behind my eyes. But anyway, it was peanut butter, jelly, and popcorn. And he was like, she didn't say if it was salted or unsalted. He's like, I just got popcorn, whatever.
on bread.
On bread, yeah.
Mhm.
And
On
he
God?
was like, oh God. He was like, this is pretty good. He's like, yeah, actually you get texture from popcorn, but you still taste popcorn. And he's like, I'm gonna plus it up, but I think in a way people might be angry about. And he said, I'm gonna put a slice of cheddar
Mayonnaise.
cheese on it.
Oh.
So he did that, and he's like, this works. So we got all the stuff, and I tried it. I would eat it regularly.
And by we got all the stuff, he
Mom
means
brain,
I
got
got
all
all
the
the stuff.
I would eat it
And
regularly.
let me guess, you went into the store with enough money to check out.
To tell you the
Yeah.
truth, I was like, I wish we had a stronger cheddar so I could taste it more, because the popcorn was there, and you did get cheese every once in a while, but not very strong. I wish I got more of a cheddar taste.
Because I didn't go to the grocery store. I went to Walmart.
peanut
So I
butter,
got like Walmart
jelly,
brand.
cheddar cheese, popcorn.
Yeah, like a really
bread.
good sharp cheddar might give it a nice
That
little
was a
tang.
sandwich. Good stuff. I like Sprite Chill, which you just recently got. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you know why I know that.
But the chill, you pour it into a clear glass and it's foggy, and you're like, this isn't Sprite.
I don't know. Well,
Like
it's not
backwash
Sprite. It's
Sprite.
Sprite Chill. The reason I know why spiced Coke is sticking around is because did you hear the big soda news?
No.
That was really good. That was very close to the original.
No.
Very good. There's a new number 2 in the soda world. So it used to be Coke
Is that what
number
it
1,
sound like?
Pepsi number 2. Pepsi has fallen. Who's
Oh,
the new
yeah?
number 2?
Very educated.
Is it something that's already been popular, or
You
it's
know
like,
it. Yeah, you definitely know it. Well, yeah, it's popular. It's number 2 now.
is it the Lidl brand or like
Don't look in the chat.
Sam's?
No,
Sam's
no, come on. That's too, like, it's only at one store.
A Treat,
No, that's only northeast.
RC.
You're
what?
thinking way too small.
Dr. Pepper.
There you go.
Oh, really?
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper
Well,
is
that's-
number 2.
It was the creamy coconut dream.
And I said there's strawberries and cream. Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream is really good. I'm a big fan of Dr. Pepper in general. So it's good stuff, man. But yes, they are the number 2. And that's why I read Coke added spice to their line. It's one of the very rare occasions where they officially cement a new flavor of Coke that's here to stay rather than a limited edition. So that's where I read it.
Well, then I'm probably not that excited about it, as much, Well, I'm not going to go out and buy a case of it because I don't need to if it's going to be available.
Well, they brought Ecto Cooler back and then that disappeared too.
Yeah.
So. I'm trying to think of other.
They also brought back Crystal Pepsi and then got rid of that, right?
Yes. Even though the LA Beast tried to get them to bring it back again and drank like a 30-year-old bottle of it.
When I was in college, I think that my blood was like 70% Diet Coke with lemon.
You were hard on that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I had
remember
like
that.
It had lemon. It had lemon in
one
it.
of our friends was big too.
It had lemon flavor. Or you added
It had
No,
lemon
no,
flavor.
had it
I mean,
in it.
now I just will add, and I actually
People still
they
to
still
this
sell
day-
that, though?
No, they don't.
they
No.
do. I think they still sell Diet Coke with lime,
They do with lime. but
Hey,
not with
George, you
lemon.
hear that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
That
is
was all
delicious.
my doing. Got that lemon out of there.
but I do like that. I have
full
to.
favor.
People like
no
lemon.
cows.
You know
People
what?
Suck a lemon.
What I like that's kind of an alternate flavor: chocolate Twizzlers.
Well, you can like Twizzlers all you want. I'm a Twizzler hater. I don't like the texture or the flavor. Now, Twizzler pull and peel, yes, all about that. And if I'm going to eat one kind of Twizzler, it's the orange one because I like that. I'm blanking. There's so many other things that I like that Mom Brain doesn't like. I'm a big salty sweet person, so there's a whole bunch of stuff
And
there.
you're
but-
also kind of bringing up the whole concept of seasonal flavors. So let's just move
let's
on.
not talk about
Along.
Oh, by the
secondly-
way, though, I did see a thing for on
Moving
TikTok
on.
talking about Trader Joe's.
Bubble waffle.
No,
I looked for those.
I did see. I have it. I had it at mine. You got. We
They're in
got
the
to talk
freezer,
to me.
right? They're
Ours
in the
didn't.
freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went today. They didn't have them.
Yeah. You got to let me know.
She was
Um,
going to Trader Joe's.
The s'more. It's like s'mores ice cream squares or something like
I
that.
saw those.
Yeah.
Where at Trader Joe's? you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
And then they
Yeah.
also had.
I thought you'd complain because I had so many treats that you'd be like, I can't have any more calories in the house.
Well, that's the thing.
It's
I
not
want to
wrong.
be careful with calories. But they had in that same video, person was talking about chocolate covered pistachios, and I was like,
Yeah, I saw. I mean, what were those things we got at Costco? They weren't pistachios, but
oh my god, you have like a
I have
Oh.
never. He's with me on it.
the pecans, the
I've
pecans,
never had
the s-
a
sconzo.
delectable treat like that where I literally could not stop eating.
That
them.
was like real buttery. That was something real good about
Oh my
that.
god, they were so good. I just
Because
like
you had layers of texture too.
every time I was eating like one out of the bag or like a handful, like I knew that I shouldn't have been doing it, but I also on a deeper level was like, I'm not stopping. I'm going with this.
even when you you get
In for a penny, in for a
something
pound.
that's chocolate covered like that, you end up with
Diarrhea.
little bits of like chocolate that don't have the nut that's supposed to be in it. It's just like a little ball of chocolate or whatever. Even that was really good. Like all those little scraps were.
They're all
Really good.
no bad part of that. Radical Defect says I only drink water, no fun allowed. I mean, I drink Jesus, probably 5 of these things a day. So I'm there with you on water. I drink 2 sodas a day. Usually I will drink those with meals because I just like sodas better with meals. And then I'll just drink water constantly throughout the day. I'll drink right now. We have Mount Summit from Aldi,
Mhm.
which is just their regular cola. And we also have one of the most elite diet drinks, Sunkissed Zero.
Mhm.
Top 3 diet drinks.
I don't think I've tried it. I
Delish.
don't know if I did.
Ooh,
Let's
it's
try
so
it.
good.
Um,
Makes me so mad when my dad comes over because he's like, I'll drink one of those. I like it. And what my dad
Oh,
means
you're
with that
lazy.
is I'll drink an 1/8 of a can and be
Well,
like, oh,
give him pour a little bit into a cup for him.
then it just sits in a cup. What am I
That's
supposed to
fine.
do?
At least it's not going to be a whole can.
I
and
don't
you can
want to
finish
waste
it.
another can. Like I don't want the can.
He can
then.
put that much in. If he drinks it, add a little bit more, but you can have the rest of it.
I don't want the rest of it. I drink 2 a day. That's what I'm saying. I drink a 1 regular.
But
and a
you
1
know he's coming
Sunkist.
over, then don't drink a second one.
I give it to him.
No, give him a little bit, and then you can. It's better than going down the
I
drain.
want the full can. No, it
Full
doesn't go
cans.
down the drain. I'll drink whatever he leaves behind.
Ew.
But
Then what are you belly aching?
that's why I
about?
make him pour it in a cup
Oh.
now.
You
I don't want that old man mouth on that. Yeah, I watch him. Mung mouth. Secondly,
I was very against like the sugar-free beverages for a long time, but
the way
like
to go.
I'm not drinking them all the time. I'm not drinking
the
like,
amount that you would have to drink
No,
to
I've
do any
seen.
damage
It's like
not
40 a
anything
day
you
or
could ever
something.
drink. No, it's way beyond that.
But
It's
like-
not anything you could ever drink.
and I'm not even drinking
Realistically.
It's the
one a
sodium
day.
you got to worry about.
Secondly, if you had
Wait.
the opportunity, oh Jesus Christ,
You
Go
know,
ahead.
bubbly seltzer,
Yeah.
I
like
know.
the brand. They have melted popsicle. You know, and I love a bomb pop, the red, white,
Do
and
we
blue
have them
ones.
now?
Yeah, it's not great.
Can I try one, please?
You want me to get you one right now?
I would love to try one.
I was this close to getting the liquid IV
What are they? 0 calories?
package of
Yeah, I know.
those,
I wanted
but it
to
was like
get it.
$40 for a
They're
small
Liquid
box.
IV is really
And
expensive.
But it's good.
Bubbly-
Delicious.
the bubbly brand, I think, leaves like an aftertaste for me. I'm not a whole big fan of that. You really taste the can.
Secondly, if you had the opportunity to collaborate with a food brand, what would be your item of choice and alternate flavor pairing? Can't wait to see what you come up with.
I'll
well,
answer
I'm
for you.
come on.
Moonpie.
Huh?
Moonpie for you.
I was going to Pizza Hut first, but moon pie would be amazing. Yeah, that would be great. And if I was going to Pizza Hut, it would be to bring back the Bigfoot pizza without a doubt. Alternate flavor pairing, I can't even think of anything. Throw some Cinesticks on that pizza. Alternate flavor. I don't know. I just would love to work with Pizza Hut, but I would love moon pea as well. I just actually had a moon pea flavor that I never had before. We saw it at the Dollar Tree and picked it up. Once in a blue moon, blueberry.
Oh.
Moon pea. You ate one?
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh my God, you liked it?
Here's
Really?
perhaps one for you guys.
You want to try some?
I'll try a little bit.
Yes. So alternate flavor pairings, I don't know, but companies I want to work with food wise.
I can't. I can't answer that. Like that's a thing that comes up in the moment for me. I don't.
On brain.
Food company you'd want to work with? Is that the question?
If you had the opportunity to collaborate with a food brand, what would be your item of choice and alternate flavor pairing?
I would do some kind of a coffee. And I
That's
thought
enough for me.
the other day, I don't think I would like peanut butter flavored coffee, but there is nothing greater to me than the flavor that happens in your mouth when you're eating a peanut butter sandwich and drinking a coffee.
Mm.
It's so good.
This
It
smells really good.
It doesn't taste really good. It's so good. So I would try.
This goddamn seltzer,
right?
man. It all tastes the same.
Yeah, it's not great.
There's no flavor of an ice pop.
I mean,
in here.
I got it. Then it was
It's disappointing.
It's gone.
No, you didn't get it. It's you're smelling it, and that's what's going on. This all
Yeah, well,
It's a
that's
sham.
how it works. But I still got some sort of experience out of it. Like
Also,
yeah.
I'm not
bad
happy
experience.
with
while we're
It's
talking about
sorry.
collaborating with food companies, right? Yesterday, it was just a really long day. We'd had a really long streak
Mm.
of like, I've
Let it out.
I've had a lot of good
Let
success
it
with a
out.
student, and yesterday, it just was a rough day. Wasn't the kid's fault, but I got beat up, and it was hot and gross, and we were outside. Anyway,
Bury in the lead
I come
here.
home, take a bath, and I'm like, all I have to do is survive so that I can order Taco Bell delivery and watch the new episodes of Bridgerton. So I'm like, I'm gonna order the Cheez-It Crunch Wrap.
I've been
it's gonna
up
be
Mom Brain's ass about
right?
ordering it. I'm like, how are you a Taco Bell fan? You haven't tried this yet.
Well, guess what they didn't put in the bag?
The freaking
The
crunch wrap.
Mhm.
Cheez-It Crunch Wrap.
Yeah.
And I was so excited about it because it was,
Let's go.
I don't eat meat really. So it was,
You got the $10 coupon.
so I was in the bathtub when it got delivered. Rami finishes his important news article.
I asked her, do you want me to bring it to you? And she said, no.
He grabs it off the stoop, puts it in the kitchen. I finish taking my bath. I bring in the Taco Bell. I've got my Duha Blast. And I'm ready. Right. And I flip on Bridgerton and I open up the bag and I had to check like
What else?
3 times. So I got a potato soft taco, which by the way, if you haven't had one, immaculate. a Mexican pizza, chips and
I mean,
guac, and the
Just stay.
Crunchwrap. And I was really excited because the Crunchwrap I got with no beans, but I added
beans.
guac, or with no meat, but I added refried beans and guac, and I was like, this is gonna be so good. And it wasn't in the bag. So I go on because it's through DoorDash, the Taco Bell delivery. And I'm like, well, you could report that there was a missing item.
That driver ate good last night.
Mhm.
Right. And so I put in, like, you know, I go to say like, oh, something was left out of my order. And they were like, okay, sorry about that. Here's $10 off your next order. I was like, but where's my
Oh.
Crunch Wrap?
Still though, that's good.
Yeah. I mean,
better
it's
than
fine.
nothing.
And it's not like it's a place that I'm not going to order
And look,
from again.
It's you're here today, so you can make it happen today.
Yeah.
We also have a Patreon question, Mom Brain. Did you know you could join the Patreon?
For $1.
Super duper pooper scooper joined for $1. Thank you very much. And they asked this question. Many of us remember growing up with video game based on brands like Cool Spot. Wow, these questions are related. In today's gaming environment, we have seen one-off promos for companies such as Grimace's birthday, but it doesn't happen very often. What brand in 2024 should put out a video game as a promotion? What kind of genre do you envision it? Personally, I could see a Costco manager tycoon being an interesting concept. Oh man, I'd be all over it. It could play similarly to the tycoon management games. I gotta imagine managing the free samples and checkout lanes would be a real bitch, though. Love the show. Thanks for answering my question. You got it. Thanks for loving the show and asking a question and joining the Patreon.
I mean, you can't get better than Sneaking.
But what 2024 brand? I think Liquid Death should have a game. That seems like a company that is ripe for a game.
You a big fan of Liquid Death?
Why are you going to do that? Like, I'm not, I'm not, it's been ruined for me. I loved it. Now I can't like it anymore, but I can say, I think the game or the company is a perfect company for a game. Well, are they not?
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
It's such a broad thing that I can't think. I mean, it doesn't have to be 2024, but I don't even know if it's their slogan anymore, but America runs on Duncan. There could have been some sort of running,
you're right.
like a Bit Trip runner style game for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
A long time ago, at least.
You're right. That's a missed opportunity.
Radical Defect says, wait, what's wrong with Liquid Death? And Drake says, what the F? I just got an ad for Liquid Death. And now everybody's asking what's wrong with Liquid Death. Well, can you remember your thought or should you go? And then
it's not even important, but go.
I loved Liquid Death as a lifelong not drinker and a newly water drinker. I always hated being at events where there was alcohol because you are always constantly asked, why aren't you drinking? And then there's plenty of follow-up questions. It can't just be, I'm not drinking. It's like, oh, you got to drink. Come on, get a drink. Why don't you drink? Well, all that stuff. And then people are like, oh, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, well, you could. But I loved Liquid Death because the cans certainly looked like something that wasn't water. So it avoided all those potential questions. And eventually, if somebody did ask, you got to talk about Liquid Death. And it's a cool water idea. So, like, I was all about it. We went all over to find it when it first came out because I was so excited. I was collecting cans for it because I loved the artwork. I just loved everything about it. Then I found out that MGK was one of the founders' backers and is a backer. And he's got, let's just say, a sordid past that I am not comfortable in supporting. So I unfortunately had to bow out. I would not knock anyone for drinking Liquid Death. I think where the revenue goes and how they source their water is fantastic. I'm all about it. I think it's a net positive, without a doubt. I'm just saying, for me, I've made the personal choice to, yes, Machine Gun Kelly, Nintendo. I'm just saying, they do a lot of good stuff with charities and water filtration stuff, and like they do a lot of cool stuff with their proceeds. They have great advertising. Their commercials are really funny and very, very on brand for them.
They have a flavor.
I love them all
too. Like
they got a few flavors. Yeah, I know, it's been killing me. I want to try them.
Well,
but
just rest assured, it's seltzer, so you're probably not going to get anything out of it.
But they're like five calories, and if there's 5 calories,
so
then you
there's
get some
flavor in it,
flavor.
yeah.
Yeah. So sadly, yes, those days are gone for me, but it is what it is.
I was just going to say, because I said donuts and then it made me think of Krispy Kreme. They have like a
What was it,
Dolly.
crispy?
They have a.
Have
There's
you
a
ever
little
had a
bit.
Krispy Kreme?
There's a little bit of like
Christmas?
a toothy crunch when you bite into
Mhm.
these. Maybe that's just because they've been on the shelf for like the better part of a day, but they are fresh every day.
every
Um,
day. Want to try those Dolly Parton?
I had the banana pudding
Oh,
pie.
Ooh.
It was good.
because we don't have a Krispy Kreme around here,
It's
but
not
they're
the
selling them in
best.
Walmart too. You can get like the box of
Of the
Krispy
special
Kreme
ones?
Dolly Parton
Not
donuts.
that
Yeah,
far to a Krispy Kreme.
It's not. It's by me.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was far. I
It's,
just said we don't have one around here.
This is the only one I tried. Something about I don't know if I want the peach one. I feel like a peach pie filling was. I don't know if I want that, but I mean I don't know why I wouldn't. I like Dunkin' Donuts
Well, you would try
apple
it.
pie ones. I just didn't, and one donut is almost 300 or whatever calories.
Tell
So
me
the
about
peach
it.
one to
Tell
get
me
two.
about it.
If I got two before I got out of the parking lot, before I got out of the drive-through lane, they would both be done. So I didn't want to do that to myself.
Mom Brain and I bought mochi donuts when we went to H Mart, and we like just immediately in the parking lot ate them, and
Yeah.
it was gone in like 5 minutes, and I was like, boy, that was good. I want 20 more.
Yeah.
But mochi donuts aren't as high calories as
Well, they're
regular donuts. They're still up there, but they're like 200 or 250. You got a lot less donut surface
So-
to work with.
Yeah, but even like a French cruller is 230 or something. That's because all you have is the ring of dough
Yeah.
with a little bit of glaze on it. Once you add in the creams and stuff, it gets crazy. But mochi donuts don't really have fillings, right? I don't think they ever fill
They
them.
have toppings, not fillings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I'm with your Costco manager, Tycoon. I would play. I don't like Tycoon games, or I should say I don't have an interest in Tycoon games. But if there's a Costco one, I would 100% play that. That'd be a fun one, I think.
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
an IKEA like maze game or even a management game. Again, I would do that.
Or like Tetris, but IKEA.
Any
no,
other-
no, it would be an IKEA game, but Lego IKEA
I love it.
because it's building blocks.
What other any other brands that are ripe for gaming in 2024? Anything that comes to comes to your
I
head?
feel like something's gonna like come to me.
I mean, yeah, I'll think about this later. Like, it'll come to me.
We'll
It's
probably have another show, so you could bring it up.
something
Write them down.
like that is hard for me to.
Thank you for the question, Super Duper Pooper Scooper.
But I
We
do think
appreciate it.
a Bit Trip Runner style game for Duncan would make sense.
Yeah, Super Sanchez. I think about that as well. Super Sanchez says no ethical consumption applies under capitalism. It's very true, but I look at it as I have to a degree. I need food to live, and I'm not gonna like off the grid it to. I can't live that life. So.
Yeah. Super duper crazy wealthy where we can like spend however much
Don't that. We're not wealthy at all.
well, right. I'm just
You're saying like we're not super duper wealthy
No,
makes
I
it
get
sound
what you're
like
saying.
we're kind of wealthy. We're not wealthy.
right. Well, we don't have the kind of money that you would need to like make sure everything you purchased was ethical.
And even then, how are you going to get some of these really hard to get things? You're going to send somebody out
right.
to
Yeah.
get them. So now you have
Radical Defects
So we do
got
what
it.
we can.
Radical Defect says we pick our battles. Yeah, we pick our battles. If some company comes out, we hear they're doing egregious things or something that doesn't sit right with us morally, we won't harp on others for it, but we'll make a decision to step back. They don't need our money, so
We're having a real hard time right now with our Tesla. We're like,
I just saw my first Cybertruck in person.
oh, they're awful.
What?
we're talking. So we had the
Like-
Tesla. We obviously have saved so much money on gas because we're not getting gas, and
And-
an electric car
and
is a
oil
net
changes
positive
and,
for
like,
the world.
Yeah.
But Elon's a piece of garbage.
Well, also, I saw like some article or whatever saying that the number, like the backlot of unsold
Yeah.
Teslas is visible from space. There's
Yeah.
so many.
uh-huh.
Like
but
that.
yet they're not gonna like make it real cheap. Actually,
well, it's cheaper. We were talking about it
yeah.
cheaper now. The problem is we don't want to go back to a gas car, and we can't. Like, if we were going to go to another company, electric company, the charging situation
network just
it
isn't
doesn't.
there
It's
yet.
not there. The infrastructure isn't there. Like the
Yeah,
charging.
but you're
isn't-
lucky enough that you don't log that.
Yeah, but
many
we couldn't go to
miles.
North Carolina.
well,
like we could.
we
could
could,
still.
but it would be.
I'm not convinced that
You could.
we would have to like if we're gonna go to North. Okay, I should say that I forgot who I'm talking to. I understand we could go to North Carolina. I'm not saying it's impossible, but we would have to drive out of our way so much to get it done. It would be ridiculous.
You'd have to change your path or whatever, but
Yeah.
it would still be.
I think
just
that,
make
like,
an 8-hour drive a 16.
I mean, like
I think
some of the
we're-
options that are finally being announced, they're not here yet, but they're kind of coming.
Well, our lease is up in October. That's why we're talking about
Yeah.
this. Like,
Right.
we're like, what
but
are we gonna do?
hopefully by like when we did the Tesla, we were like, hopefully then when we're ready to get another car, like things will have.
There's
and
plenty
they
of
have
other electric
changed.
cars I want to get instead. I would drop Tesla in a heartbeat.
I think it's still probably in the affordable range, like the Niro, Kia Niro,
Mhm.
the EV3, but that's like not even for this region yet. But that seems like a great smaller electric car. And I'm really looking forward to the Rivian, the R3 or whatever.
I like the look of a
It's
Rivian.
it's going to be a small car. I think when you see somebody standing next to it, it's like, wow,
Yeah.
that's really small. But I think it looks great, and it's going to be much more affordable. But yeah, for them to have a lot of unsold cars that's sitting there and they're still making more, like that's when you're pushing the limit or whatever of like how green of a company you're going to be.
Yeah,
because
all those batteries have to go somewhere.
all the batteries, like whatever carbon footprint you have from the manufacturing of making hundreds of thousands of cars that are not even being
And then
sold,
moving them around to make
But
space.
just not even being sold. Like if you were moving that inventory, then I get it. But you're just making cars to stockpile
Yeah,
them.
but you got to look like everything's going great.
I mean, the
Got to get those subsidies.
the positive side of that is, I guess, you're not laying everybody off because you're at capacity with cars
And
or
the
whatever.
Irony of this whole situation is that we've been getting like messages that are like, hey, it's time to start thinking about what you're going to do. You better order your new Tesla now so it's ready when it's it's
Right.
like there's not enough.
Right.
Like there's not enough for us to get.
Yeah, I'm gonna do more research because I would love an out. I just,
Yeah, we looked
We'll
at
see
like
what happens.
Polestar and
I
those-
like
they're so-
Polestars a
they're-
lot.
the 3 is more of like a sport utility or
Yeah.
a crossover.
Yeah.
That one looks great, but again, it's not affordable for me, for majority of people.
But anyway,
I'm really hoping that some of these other companies like really take off. Like Rivian's looking good. Fisker.
well, there's that
ugh.
amazing Chinese company that is
Neo?
like the number 2 in the world when it comes to EVs, but we can't do that.
Neo.
Not allowed to sell here. But anyway, different topic for another podcast. Let's do music. Game music, Mom Brain. We haven't had it
I got music.
in a week's
You want to
time.
hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
Goninpod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title to help out your local Mom Brain.
Hell.
My aura is almost, whatever. My visual
ocular migraine.
ocular migraine. I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
disturbance.
Is almost gone. It's right where
Getting
you
nice
are
and
right
little.
now. It's over by you over
All
here.
right, well, tell
We're
it I
getting
say
there.
hello. This song comes from HH Big Boss, who used to be known as Hylian Hero LOZ.
I know this.
I bet you
Lost Winds?
do. No.
Why do I know this?
The Last Campfire.
What system?
3DS.
Yeah, I definitely know this.
Phantom Choo Choo. Is it a Legend of Zelda game?
It is not.
It's an RPG.
I think so.
I feel like I know it, but I shouldn't know it.
Is it a secret of something?
Nope.
Square Enix? Is it Square Enix?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna guess that means yes then, because knowing Mom Brain's track record. Published by Nintendo, developed by Square Enix.
Chrono something.
It's 3DS, so Bravely Default.
Yes.
There you go. Square Enix.
All right. That was Bravely Default. This one comes from Zartan86. The Entertainer.
Okay, well, with that echo, it's Capcom.
Yep.
But it's either, I think it's earlier Capcom?
I would
Yeah,
say
it's got
early.
that
Yeah.
Bionic Commando feel. What is like Bionic Commando but not Bionic Commando? Oh, it's Strider.
It is Strider.
I was to say that sounded like Phantom of the Opera or
Now
something.
that we got to that part.
It was Strider from Zartan86. This one's from Tentavision.
The Mask.
No.
Something Wario.
Nope.
Phantom Thief.
Nope.
Portable?
Yes.
Ghost Trick.
No.
Not bad. 3DS or DS?
DS.
Is it first party?
Yep.
All right, let's get Pokemon out of the way.
No.
I don't think it's Pokemon.
Wario something.
I said Wario. I also felt Wario vibes. It's is it a Mario and Luigi game?
It's a Mario something.
What did we say? DS?
Mhm.
Is it a sports game?
It is.
I don't know. Basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, 3-on-3
hoops.
It is Mario Hoops 3-on-3.
I remember being so annoyed when they
Tentavision.
announced that game.
This one comes from Nico Darunia.
Phantom, Choo Choo.
It is.
Wow.
And that was
Oh.
from. Sorry, I didn't do that on purpose. It's from Nico Darunia.
Man, that makes me tear up a little bit.
Reminds you of your old penny whistle days. All right, this one comes from Steve Irwin, R.I.P.
This
oh,
I
oh,
know.
oh.
This is first party.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I think I know it. I'll let you guess.
No, I can't. It's
Pretty
not
sure I
coming to
got
me. It's not coming to me. But
Is it on the Wii?
It is.
Yeah. Really like this game. I wish we could get a sequel to this. You giving up?
oh, so there's no sequel, and it's on the Wii.
And it's first
Link's
party?
Crossbow Train.
No.
I know the game. I definitely know the song, but I can't think of what the game is.
Are you giving up?
I'm gonna have to because I can't be here all night.
Super Paper Mario.
It
Ah,
is.
yes.
Super.
Good song,
Paper
man. I gotta listen to that
Mario.
soundtrack again.
And it was from Steve Irwin, R.I.P.
That yes, I agree. I wish we can get a sequel to
That
that
was a
game.
really fun game.
Jess I. Jess I. This one comes from Akumaju.
This is definitely Nintendo.
Yes.
It's the Wii?
I believe so. Yes.
Is it a game or like a channel?
Hmm.
The news channel, the weather channel, the photo channel, everybody votes channel.
No.
What other channels are there? The connect to the internet channel.
It's not
System
necessarily-
settings.
eShop.
I'm sorry, it's Wii U. I'm so sorry.
Miiverse.
Yes. And I'm looking back because I made myself a note that there was a lovely note with this submission.
Remember when Rami took that video of him hugging on a Wii U in bed?
Oh, no. Where is
Boy,
it?
you give the build up and then you don't have the story.
I know, right?
Why don't you search for the link that they sent you?
It was a download.
Oh boy. Did they say the name of the song in the email? Type in Miiverse. Search Miiverse.
At least we got this nice music to listen to in the meantime.
Nice vamping music.
Miiverse.
Okay, so Akumaju says, I met my dear friend Hugh thanks to Miiverse. More than 8,000 kilometers separate us. We never met in person, but have been friends for nearly 10 years now, all thanks to a post on the Super Castlevania 4 community. The time difference between France and Bellingham is a hassle, though.
Well, what better way to find a friend than on the Miiverse page for a fantastic game? So
I was trying to think of what Miiverse was.
the message board on the Wii.
Where like it would load up and all the little Miis would like come into like.
It's funny because some in the Discord they were talking about Miiverse today because your likes are no longer public on X. So people have taken to leaving Yaz on posts like it used to be on the
Right.
Miiverse. So it's full circle. Miiverse was one of the good things about the Wii U.
This one comes from Guy Bones.
This is also familiar. What is this? DS?
Super Nintendo.
Oh, wow.
Is it a racing of some sort?
That's what I'm getting.
I mean, Guy Bones hooked me up with a lot of information, but that's not it. Look it up.
Licensed?
Yes.
1080.
Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh, I'm thinking when you said license, I'm thinking first party. So you say that, I'm like, Nintendo didn't make that.
It is not a racing game.
Eat the cat.
No.
So eat the cat, and then I think something Garfield. I don't think it's a Garfield game.
It is not.
James Bond Jr.
Whatever
That
this
part I know.
whatever this franchise is, it goes
Or
hard.
I've
huh?
heard. I don't know. I got no idea.
You want to know the company?
Sure, I don't know it.
Acclaim.
Doesn't help. The kings of licensed. Yeah, I got nothing.
Super Nintendo.
Yep.
So like movies or TV shows of this?
No.
Oh, then it's sports.
Yeah.
We could be here all day. I don't even know.
Hockey, something.
Somebody's baseball.
No.
WWE.
No.
We're done.
It was Foreman for real.
Yeah, I would have never
From
guessed
Guy
that.
Bones.
George Foreman, the boxer.
This one's
That's a
from
boxing game?
Boxing's intense, man.
Geku Kitsune.
Turok. Halo.
Nothing.
Lego Halo coming to the Switch.
Man, we were on a roll. I literally have nothing about this at all.
Baroque.
I'm giving up. MTV.
What was the system?
64.
Okay. Mace, the Dark Ages.
No.
Ogre Battle.
No.
I don't know.
Winback.
No.
A Hobbit.
Quest 64.
No.
Daikatana.
No.
You know, the one where you're Descent.
Star Fox Adventures.
Sorry, no.
We don't know. Go ahead.
It was Jet Force Gemini.
Ooh.
Oh man, a rare game, and I didn't get it.
And the last song for the week comes
I
from
was right this time.
Jet Jaguar.
Focus
all
all
attacks.
Jet Jaguar. Oh, this is Super Nintendo. I know that.
Seinfeld.
It is Super Nintendo.
It's familiar.
Glover.
No.
Oh, this is first party. No. I take it back. It's using some stuff you would hear in Punch Out, but I know it's not Punch Out. Super Punch Out. So it's not first party.
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
Man, I like it. Man, we were doing so good. Right now we are at 6 out of 9. By the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we're at 7 out of 9. 7 of 9. Well, I don't know.
It was
Whoa. Nicky Hill, are you guessing?
No.
Okay.
Soul Blazer.
Nope. One who never got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. Not bad. We were
out
so
of 9.
strong in the beginning, and then we fell off. We tried. We felt Jet Force Gemini is real sting. That's that. I guess that's really that.
We miss you, Do.
We speak your name. Do.
It wouldn't be right to offer any of our
It
insight
wouldn't.
because our spiders and flies aren't working as hard as his do. So, Mom Brain mentioned something earlier that I didn't explain, so I will explain at the end of the show, and then that's it. She said, "Did you tell everybody what you're going to do?" No, I didn't. For Father's Day, and I guess also for my sister's birthday, which again was the 12th. I found a recipe on TikTok yesterday that is for a prison cake. So I will be making a prison cake for them tomorrow. It involves
Does that involve toilet water?
no toilet water. It involves sandwich cookies of whatever you decide. So Mom Brain got Oreos. She went all out and got
It's Father's
Oreos.
Day.
You separate the cream from the Oreo. So you take all the cookie parts and put them in one bowl. Put the cream by itself in another bowl. You mash up all the cookies. You put in not a full can, but it seems like half a can of Dr. Pepper and mix it into what looks like cake batter. You cook it in the microwave for 2 minutes. Then you take your Oreos and you add a little bit of water. The
cream,
Oreo
the
icing,
cream
Oreo
part,
cream
right.
icing. You put in a little bit of water. Or you can put in a dollop of peanut butter, which is what I'm going to do. And you mix that up into icing, and then you ice your prison cake with it. So that is what I'm doing for tomorrow.
Is this for your dad or for you?
My dad has a major sweet tooth. So
for you, but yes.
But we are bringing a box of crumble as well.
But they don't like crumble.
Well, I think they might like.
They're going to like the prison cake.
Wait a minute. Did you
And if they
already
don't,
eat the
right
cookies
in
that
the
are in the
slammer.
crumble box?
What?
Did you already have some of the cookies that are in that? Or
I had the one that was for me.
The
Okay.
toffee cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
That box was.
Hi, Freddie.
heavy.
Good to see you.
Well, good luck to you.
So, yes, I'll be making prison cake. I'll make sure I take a picture and send it to the Discord.
Can we talk about what you got your mom for Mother's Day a couple months ago? Because I know you mentioned it, but you didn't want to say it on the podcast because she may have been listening.
I got her, what, Fortnite?
You
Some-
got her the
something that you
Neo
were
blocks
really
thing.
excited about.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Jesus.
You were really excited about it.
I
'cause it
got
was
her
something-
the
Or nano
Satoru
block.
Gojo nano block figure from Jujutsu Kaisen because she likes the show and she loves that character. So I got myself Yuji Itadori and she got Gojo and she put it together and really had a good time and took a picture of it. So she loves that character. She loves the show and she had a fun time doing nano blocks. But she said what I said. They're very small.
Mm.
That's what I sell like a base that you can build it on and like little tweezers to put the blocks in because it was much smaller than I thought it was going to be. But feet on the other seat. That's right. You get this for free here on YouTube. You can see my tootsies all you want. That's all we got today. We'll do
Give 'em a
something
wiggle
for
for
after show.
everybody.
Oh, I thought you meant for me.
Thanks for watching.
This little piggy went to bark.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
After show. What do we got for after show? I thought I had something. What did I just do with my little Play-Doh ball?
Well, there's a couple
mushed it
underneath
on
this.
No, all those are spent. They're dead to me. This is.
Oh,
the
there's
good
one right here.
No, that's spent. That's garbage.
Here, Mom, Brain, you
I
take
forgot to talk about my damn Pikmin Bloom.
that. Oh yeah.
I always disconnect from Wi-Fi when I'm walking on a treadmill because I'm always like, I don't know if it tracks it right because of whatever. I was like, this time, whatever. I'm walking.
I'm out of here.
I watched a whole episode of Doctor Who.
Bye, Mom, Brain. Have a good week.
And it says you've done 4,500 steps. And I'm like, that seems about right. Take a few more steps. It knocked 1,000 off. I was like, what happened here? So I closed the app and opened it back up. Still gone. I was like, how was I 1,000 steps higher here? What happened? And I could not get that number to come back.
Wow.
And I ended up walking like
So
just
it
shy
said,
of 2
it
hours.
said what, 4,500 or something? What did it say?
44. It was like 46 or something.
And
4600.
then it was like, oh no, you're at 36.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. Watched it happen before my eyes.
Maybe they lost count. And
So I watched episode of Doctor Who, which was 45 minutes. I watched the rest of SmackDown, which I had already watched some of, and then I watched half of After Midnight, the game show. And I was very annoyed. But I got that badge. What badge was it? Don't remember, but I haven't missed one yet. So
the night
oh, look at that. Mike Craddock says I'm making a cake for my mom's birthday. That looks like a real cake, not a prison cake.
the nights have been nice and cool.
Nintendo, I shared my thoughts on Doctor Who earlier in the episode before you were here, so you'll be able to hear those before. But if you go back, long story short, I would say I'm officially on the Doctor Who train. I'm on board. I will be a fan. The episodes might be hit or miss for me, but I enjoy the ride and I have a better idea of how things work now. So,
what I was going to say earlier, I think, I went to see Kingdom of the Planet. Is it Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
you saw it. I don't know. I haven't seen any.
It just seems like a lot of ofs, right? Kingdom of the Planet for the Apes. Because I'm at this point now where I think, so I watched Godzilla -1, and it's interesting to me because some of the special effects in that are outstanding. Like when Godzilla is kind of swimming behind the boat and he's in the water, or it's in the water. Was that like a practical effect? Because that looks real.
Well, I know it's not real.
But it's not like a real, but
Yes.
it still could have been a miniature or something.
I don't know.
That looks incredible. And then there's other sequences that just, it's distracting because it's not as fluid or just as realistic or something. I don't know.
Won the Oscar, Nicky Hill.
No, I know. Well, some of the effects, it's strange to me that it's so inconsistent, but it's still impressive. But so I'm watching that and I'm thinking to myself,
Hi, Bean 525.
there's definitely, I think, some movies that I need to just watch on a big screen, projected really big in a dark room, because I think that helps kind of blur the line or whatever between like special effects and real practical. Like when it's stretched out like that and stuff, it's not as crisp, and it just helps it helps me receive it. So I was like, I'm going to
receive the
I'm going to go, because it's happened in the past where I've seen big blockbusters or whatever in the theater and it looks incredible. And then I watch it at home and I'm like, wow, this looks not as good. So thinking, for some of these bigger releases that are heavy on special effects, I should maybe just take the time and go and see it in theaters.
You're getting the opposite idea of the general public because theaters are dying.
I know. Well, that's also too like I want to.
Nobody's
try to-
listening to Nicole Kidman. Get out there, support. The
Well,
team.
so that's another thing. Don't let me forget that. Anyway, Kingdom of the Apes. Special effects are very inconsistent in that, and it's such a heavy, effect heavy movie. And so, like when in the very beginning they're like swinging through trees and stuff, and it was like the animation or whatever wasn't smooth. It just didn't seem it very fluid. I need like a side by side because I feel like the special effects from like the first one and the second were better than these. You can make the argument that like the apes have gone through their own evolution, they're changing. The same thing with like when you have wolves that are domesticated, they start to change their appearance. So maybe living in these big communities or whatever, things are starting to change for them physically. But I just hope that whatever the Legend of Zelda, because this is the same director that's doing the Legend of Zelda movie, I just hope that it's not incredibly like over reliant on special effects. It's going to happen because the environments, unless they shoot it, they go and like take the time and shoot in these locations. But there's not a lot of production companies that are taking that time and spending the money taking their productions out into the field to shoot all these crazy against these crazy backdrops and stuff.
Listen, man, they're gonna go wherever Chris Pratt wants them to go. So that's all that matters.
But yeah, so like there were times when I just let myself go into it and like didn't I stopped nitpicking part of the way through the movie. It's because you have to, like, you can't just sit there and
Well, like I've said a bazillion times, or like I've said many times, I don't.
But the thing is like when I'm watching it and something is like very inconsistent, it's still I can't help it. It's going to take me out of it in the moment. So I don't know. I hope West Ball focuses on like the storytelling.
I hope West Ball is on the ball
and the visuals and stuff. And I hope they take the time to do things respectfully and not just like pump out a super crazy CGI thing.
Drake has faith.
Well, because it's different than Super Mario Brothers because that was animated. So you have freedom to do whatever you want and make things look however they want, and it's going to be consistent. But the way these companies are with paying their animators and stuff and hiring animators, they're outsourcing it to a bunch of different places. They're paying people in strange ways. I don't know if that's been settled now or if it's still a mess with that. Like animators are paid the same amount. It's like they're paid per sequence, which means if there's like a really big event, the animation's going to have to be rushed or whatever because like they don't have the same amount of time or resources than a sequence that's going to be shorter, and they can actually like really put the polish on it, So I hope that stuff is kind of getting settled because the full experiences suffer. This Planet of the Apes has 2 humans in it. Everything else is animated, whereas all the other installments up until now still had a human element, whereas
Spoiler alert.
Sorry. Was I not supposed to say
No,
that?
I'm joking.
But yeah, Nicole Kidman. It's the first time that I realized in that promo,
she's all CG.
There's the shot where she walks up the seat, like up the steps and she goes to like the back row or the second to last row to sit down. And then she sits down. And then when we see her again, she's in the middle of the theater. So inconsistent.
See that?
The continuity. Come on.
Continuity. That's where I'm at. Yeah, I don't care about special effects. I need continuity.
But the special effects still have their own type of continuity.
I mean, like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight because I don't give a crap.
But it's
doesn't
the same as if
stand
you're
out to
watching
me.
an anime, like an animation.
It's like
an
when you watch
animated
old
film-
cartoons and they're like, something's hidden in one of these drawers. Which one could
And
it
you
be?
know
And
which one
of
it
them's a different
is.
color. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
But it does bother you when animation kind of switches frame rates or something like that. It like irks you. Like you've talked about that.
I like it when it's done from a story perspective, but like if I'm watching, it doesn't take me out of a movie. It's something I notice. Yeah.
But I mean, it's less likely that it happens in something that's fully animated because that's where all their time and money is going to. So I don't know. Let's see. Blah blah blah. That's it. I guess I'm gonna try to go see a couple more movies. There's this Robot Dreams. I don't know anything about it, but I keep getting ads for it.
Yeah, I want to see that movie. Yeah,
Um,
I've gotten a lot of ads for it too, which is good. I'm happy word's being spread.
and I'm really excited for Kinds of Kindness. I don't really listen.
When is that coming?
I heard a tiny little bit of something that it is limited release this Friday, the 21st, I think.
Mhm.
I don't know anything about it. Like I don't know anything of the story. I just know the director and I know the people who are involved. Like I heard one thing that like it's something of the content. My phone's going crazy. But I don't even like I'm not looking into it and I don't know. And so it's if it's going to be extremely like sexual or whatever, I don't know
God,
what to expect. But I'm excited for it. I think it's awesome that the Yorgos Lanthimos has multiple films coming out in the same year. Like
that is surprising.
You
I am
know?
happy to see that. There's only one movie
mean,
I'm
Spielberg
amped
has
up
done
to
it
see.
countless times, but what are you excited to see?
Come on.
Deadpool? I'm excited
Yeah,
for
of
that.
course. July 27th, baby. Day before we go on vacation. All right, everybody. That's your
I've
after show.
talked enough.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games. Hang out with friends and family. Rest, relax. You deserve it.
Have a
We'll-
great week.
We'll see you next week, regular time, as far as I know. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We'll do this for you. Goodbye, everybody.
Farewell.